And welcome to Independence High School in Coal City, West Virginia. Tonight, Video Productions presents Raleigh County High School football. We think we got a good one for you. It's a classic rivalry between the class defending AA champion Independence Patriots coming into the ball game with a record of 1-1. This is their first home game of the season. They'll be taking on the Shady Spring Tigers, who are 2-1, and this will be their first road game of the season. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry. Eric Thomas will join me directly as he's making his way up to the booth. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight for these two Class AA Raleigh County opponents to do battle. First of all, as we take a look at the Shady Spring Tigers, the visiting team, they're coming in, as I mentioned, this is their first road game of the season. They are 2-1. They dropped their first game back on the 25th of August to Roane County. They lost that game 35-20, but since then, they've won the last two. They beat Nicholas County 2 weeks ago, 28-27, and they beat Summers County last Friday night in a game we had here on Video Productions that took forever due to the lightning delay, but they found a way to win 31-28. My partner Eric Thomas has just made it in the booth. Partner, we had to come on a little early tonight, and I know that you're fighting the big crowd to get in here, and we're glad you made it. And you're not breathing hard. You're in good shape, so you're doing good, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Just here in the early moment, Eric.
Humongous crowd.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A great crowd, and of course, multiple reasons, but obviously the quality of teams, the big rivalry between
the line
the two
is all
clubs.
the way back into the road.
Right, and Independence's home opener, and
Yes.
they brought out the banner tonight, and they've got a Hall of Fame ceremony going on. The other teams in the county, Beckley's not playing till tomorrow on the road at Bluefield, and Liberty playing at home, taking on Mingo Central. But back on this one, talking about Independence, they opened up the opening week of the season, a game we had here on Video Production, a 68-0 blowout over Liberty. And then, Eric, they fell for the first time since losing the state title game 2 years ago. They fell by 1 point to Oak Hill, 27-26. But since then, they've been open. They've had time to kind of collect themselves, kind of maybe heal some wounds and get ready for their home opener tonight against their arch rival, Shady Spring.
Yeah, and I think that bye week came at a better time, coming off of that loss. A close game, but coaches probably had a chance to reflect, Maris, and watch a little film and kind of bring the guys back down to earth a little bit and, get back to the drawing board and work.
Well, Eric, the fact that you just made your way into the stadium and the crowd is still backed up, as you mentioned, to the road. We're going to go ahead and take our first pregame break here in the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall Buick GMC pregame show. Kind of collect ourselves a little bit, and we'll be ready when we come back on the other end of the break. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with two locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School in Coal City, West Virginia, getting you ready at the top of the hour for this Raleigh County battle between Shady 2-1 and defending AA champion Independence 1-1. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Check them out every Friday and Saturday night for futuristic bowling. Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road. You can give them a call at 304-253-7328. We also at this time want to thank the good folks at Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good people at Indoor Air. You're a Amana dealer, 304-890-2212. Well, with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. Nick Farish on hand, our stat man. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, back with us this week, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera. Well, Eric, we take a look at some of the names that you and I probably will be calling tonight. First of all, for Shady, and it starts with their quarterback, Brady Green. And you look at some of the numbers, Eric, that he has. Green has ran the ball 45 times for 194 yards and a score. That's a lot of carries through 3 games for a quarterback. That's what, almost like 14, 15. That's 15 carries a game, and that's a lot when you think for a quarterback known as to be a passer.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That shows you how much he really brings to the offense of Shady, because not only is he a throwing threat, but he can get it done on the ground as well. And it's not really flashy, but he is a heavy load and a big guy to bring down.
And he's thrown the ball 28 times, or actually completed 28 out of 55. So he's only thrown the ball 10 more times than he's attempted to run it. He's 28 of 55 for 510 yards. But what's impressive, Eric, 5 touchdowns and no picks.
Yeah, and that's just a tad over 50%. But, a lot of it a lot of the passes he threw in the rain the other night, we had a chance to broadcast that game, and he makes good decisions. And to have 0 picks with that many attempts, and that's what he'll have to do tonight, is protect the ball.
And also, I think if Shady is to win the game tonight, I think they'll have to lean on that offensive line, making holes for Gavin Davis. Davis in the first 3 games, 37 carries, 282 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he had a few big runs against Summers County, but he is the kind of guy. I don't think he looks to hit the home run. He's going to gas you 5-6 yards, pound to the ground and pound a little bit. Big load to bring down, and a tough runner in between the tackles.
And I think that's what Shady will need, as I mentioned, ball control, trying to run the clock. And like I said, if you hit the home run, well, that's obviously great. But as you mentioned, Davis, more of a possession-type back.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be some of the game plan. Of course, we haven't had a chance to talk to Coach Guliserto, but ball control is key in the turnover battle, which we'll go over the keys to that. But you're exactly right. You got to have extended drives, some 60-yard, 65, 70-yard drives to stay in this game.
And on the flip side, for the Independence Patriots, their home opener, and I had a chance to talk to Coach Lilly when I got here, Eric, and he said basically what you just said, that their bye week really came at a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a bye week that early, but with this team, people need to understand, is a young team across the board. They lost a lot of seniors from last year. They're a good team, talented team, but sometimes you need to reel it in, and I think that came at a great week.
Their go-to guy on offense is Tyler Linksweiler. Now, I was told by Coach Lilly they're not sure if he's going to play. He hadn't been cleared yet. If he gets a note when he comes to the stadium says he can play, then he's good to go. But if he doesn't, here's what Independence will miss in 2 games, 20 carries, 188 yards, and 2 scores.
And the thing you miss with Tyler Linksweiler is toughness. He can take a bad play and turn it into good. just like that, at the snap of my finger. You can't see me on the air, of course, but you've had a chance to watch him, as have I, and he really, really brings that toughness and with speed. So he has it all.
If Linksweiler can't go, Independence will turn to Connor Bradford. He's had 21 carries, 186 yards, and a couple of scores.
I mean, that's, a good alternative to have, Brad. He is a good running back. Just unfortunate he's behind Linksweiler, but it's running back you up here at Independence now. Let's just plug and play. Let's get it going.
And when you talk about that, actually their quarterback, Trey Bowers, has more carries than the two running backs. Bowers has 34 carries for 206 yards and 3 scores.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He is absolutely the X factor. I think he is just a running back or an athlete playing quarterback. He's got a good enough arm to do it, but he is the kind of guy that makes defensive coordinators lose sleep over, because not only can he scramble and get the ball off, but he can take it to the house once he gets outside, so he's dangerous.
And through the air, Bowers 15 of 26 for 329 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. We're going to have the playing of the national anthem. We'll go ahead and take our second pregame break. We'll come back on the other end of this break for the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall Buick GMC pregame show. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County football and video productions.
Former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate. Every bite better with Pepsi.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Edward Jones. You work hard for your money, so when you retire like me, you can turn to the team of Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Dial up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. We also want to thank the good folks at Giovanni's Pizza, Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. That's where we had our pregame meal. They got locations down at Glen Daniel where Liberty's playing Sherman tonight, and then, of course, here at Leicester Square in Sophia. Going to take our final break. Come back. Eric and I will have the kickoff. We'll get you ready for Independence and Shady at the top of the hour. You're watching live streaming coverage of this Raleigh County battle here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert Z. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! Incredible! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it!
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
Nationally known. Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Welcome back to Independence High School. We're a couple minutes away from getting the game kicked off between Shady and Independence. Eric, first of all, if you're Coach Colasurto on the visiting side, the Shady Spring Tigers, what is your keys to the first half?
Yeah, ball control. We touched on it in the opening. I think they're going to really have to control the tempo. And it's funny to say in a football game, but controlling the tempo and really sustaining drives.
And then, of course, if you're John Lilly, the head coach of the Patriots, your first home game, I think part of the see if you agree with me, I think part of the keys is settling in on the emotion of playing this first home game since they won the title.
Oh, yes. And, you know, this game is one of those – this is the 46th meeting, by the way, between the two schools. And Shady leads the series 26-20 with Independence winning 4 straight. But that being said, it's the home opener, you know, after winning the state championship, coming off of a loss. Don't try to do too much is the key to the game for Independence. Just play your game and let it come to you patiently.
And Eric, since you and I have been working at Video Productions, this will be the 4th time that we have had Shady and Independence, and Independence has won those last 3 games quite handily. So let's see. I think it's very key for Shady. Got to stay in the game early so it doesn't get away from it.
Yeah, and the knockout blow in those last few previous games have been, you know, in the first quarter. So that and like I said, that's the key to the game for Shady, to really have some ball control early.
Yeah,
maybe create a turnover,
right.
make some noise early.
Last year, a regular season game at Shady. Then 2 years ago, they played in the regular season here at Independence and also in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean and anytime these two teams lock horns, man, you know it's going to be a good one. The Independence people, this community definitely loves, you know, to beat up on Shady and vice versa. The Shady crowd, as you can look and see, the visiting bleachers are pretty much full. They like to come over here in Coal City and put it to the Patriots.
So Independence will kick off. They'll put the ball down in between the near side hash and the X on the 40. Going back for Shady, they'll look right into the sun, will be Jason Bailey, and also back with Bailey will be Evan Ramage, and they'll await the Independence kick. And we're ready to get this game underway. 2-1 Shady against 1-1 Independence. Glad you're with us. Sit back and relax. Pop you open a nice cold blue can of Pepsi and enjoy the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice ride. Let's get it going.
And we are underway from Coal City. It's a squibber. It'll come to the near side on a big hop at the 15. Bailey taking the ball across the far side and takes a big hit. One of the Shady players loses their helmet. He comes up just shy of the 30, and there's where Shady will start their first possession of the ball game.
Yeah, good field position. I think that was Gavin Davis. That's key to this first possession, first possession. His helmet came off, so he has to sit out the first play from scrimmage for Shady Tigers.
They'll put the ball down at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Shady, working left to right. Brady Green will lead him out, the 6'4", 215-pound senior. And that is so key, Eric, and that was Gavin Davis' helmet that popped off, so he will not be available for this first play. They will have Evan Romage, a 5'8", 150-pound sophomore, in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, Green to throw. Throws short, it's caught, and a nice gain on first down, very close, and maybe has another first down up across the 35 out to the 38, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
A little pitch and catch to the tight end. That's Gabe Noblet right there, 6 foot, 210-pound junior, and that's a good conservative play call. If you're Shady, moving the chains, that's got to give you some confidence early.
Yeah, picks up 11 on first down. So from the 39, now Davis will be into the game. As Eric told you, he had to sit out the one play when his helmet came off. He'll line up to the right of Brady Green from the gun. Beautiful night here in Coal City, and there's a penalty flag. And let's see what we got. I didn't see anybody move, Eric, so I really can't say who it is.
It came from the umpire, so that's either going to be some kind of unsportsmanlike maybe.
I'm not really sure. There we go. False start on Shady. I didn't see any movement, and that'll cost Shady 5 yards.
See, little nerves for the offensive line here, and
as we watch the replay, I didn't see anybody move.
Well, it looked like a hand signal from a lineman, like he picked his hand up and put it down.
Could have been, but on the penalty, Eric, that'll take the ball back inside the 35 to the 34. It'll make it 1st and 15.
And I had a chance to listen to a coach today on a podcast, and he said you can't have drive killers early.
And Green, it's intercepted as he tried to hit the slant. That's his first pick of the season. Down the near sideline, Bowers with a blocker in front, return for a touchdown. So Shady turns it over right after they have a penalty. We talk about a drive killer, and we talk about momentum killer. Just like that, Independence able to pick the route. As we watch the replay, Eric, great job by Bowers reading the play. He intercepts Green and returns it for an Independence touchdown.
And it looked like right here, 2 guys ran the same route, and he was able to cover two Shady defenders. And once Trey Bowers gets the ball in his hand, it's magical, and just speed, quickness, and good agility to run it down the sideline for the quick, easy score. And that's exactly what you don't need if you're Shady. You didn't need to turn it over. Your first turnover be a pick 6 the other way to give this Patriot crowd the momentum.
That's a 42-yard interception return from Trey Bowers as he returns it. And Independence is on the board quickly at 7-0. We'll be right back after this break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia, as Independence takes a 7-0 lead as Trey Bowers intercepts Brady Green, a 42-yard interception return, 10:58 remaining here in the opening quarter. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes as good as an ice-cold Pepsi in a blue can. So if you're Shady, Eric, boy, you really got to shake that off and try to bounce back as Independence tees it up and ready to kick it off.
Yeah, and this right here, you need to really get a good return and get that great field position if you're Shady. You need to shake that off real quick and get back going.
So here comes the ensuing kickoff, 7-0. It's a squibbler, and Shady will be on it inside the 30. And going down to get on the ball that time was Helmer. So Shady will take over on their own 28-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Shady on their own 28, and this is the exact same spot in which they started their last drive.
Yeah, and they just, had a great play, the first play, throw to the tight end. Then you had what I call a drive killer, getting behind the chains and being 1st and 15. I think they felt inclined to throw a pass right there, and the down the distance dictated Independence picking off a pass for a pick 6.
Here's a running play to Davis. He's got some room on the edge, but Independence trying to string it out. Looked like that play was going to go for a lot more than what it did. In fact, I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think right here that's just one of those plays you may be running to set up something, because lateral quickness and speed, I think this Independence team may be overall as fast as any team they've had up here.
So it'll be a loss of 1 on the play. The ball will go back to the 27-yard line, make it 2nd and 11. And Shady now will run trips here to the near side. Independence got a 42-yard interception return by Bowers for their score. Here's a run up the middle, not much cooking there as Independence slams the door.
Yeah, and right now, Independence is like a shark, blood in the water. They're going to come after you. Once they get that lead, they really, really put pressure on the Shady Spring offense. And I think this is the one thing where this game can get out of hand, because Shady does have a young offensive line. And in the game against Summers County, there was a battle up front. So they're really going to have to get control of the defensive front of Independence.
3rd and 12 for Shady. Green takes the shotgun snap, has time, throws, got a man out there, and he overthrew him. It looked like the receiver had some space that time. It easily looked like he was open, and they just didn't make the connection.
Hey, perfect play call, good route, great, perfectly thrown ball, just not on the same page as far as getting it off, but that was a good play call.
Now it'll be punt time as Bowers here on the near side. We'll check that, Eric, on the far side for Independence. As here comes the punt. And Bowers looks like he's going to take it at his own 45. And good coverage by Shady. He's hit immediately and driven back. And they'll put him down right there at the 45-yard line.
Okay, the other guy deep back, we want to give him his props. That was Brady Rose back to receive the punt as well for Independence.
So Independence will take over, leading 7-0 with a first down on their own 45-yard line. So we'll see what the Patriots cook up on offense. And, as explosive as their offense is, it's always a plus if you can score with your defense, which they did.
And it looks like they're going to have Bradford in the backfield at the tailback position.
And they pitch the ball to Bradford. Crosses midfield, has a first down and more on the near sideline. He's run out of bounds inside the Shady 35. They'll put him out. Looks to be about the 34-yard line here on the near sideline.
We have some laundry on the field. It looks like that one may be coming back.
Yep, it's a holding penalty on Shady. And, Eric, the flag is on the far side. The play came to the near side, so it didn't even really have anything to do with the play, as we can get the replay in here. And that'll cost Independence 10 yards, as we see here. Comes to the near side. I see he just pulled him down.
Just pulled him down.
And really didn't need to, because the play was going away from him.
That's just one of those things where, you're trying to hold your block, and literally you held your block.
Well, he held him a little too good. He pulled him all the way down. And really, I think if you just let go, I don't think they would have drawn a flag.
No foul right there. Yeah, but you have to throw that.
It's clearly a good call by the official. So 9.5 remaining first quarter. It'll be 1st and 20 now, back on their own 35-yard line. Bowers will work out of the shotgun, take the snap. He'll pull it down, keep it himself, run up inside. He gets a big hit, and he gains 2, maybe 3, but he took a big shot up inside.
Yeah, that was good. A good play by the defense right there, and I think coming up from his safety spot was Caden Helmer as he laid a nice little lick on Trey Bowers and wrapped him up because Trey is real slippery, and you got to get hands on him and get him to the ground.
Yeah, they give him a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 18 for Independence on their own 37. Flag, it's going to be on Independence. They throw a near side screen, and they'll get across the 40, but I think we're going to have a penalty against Independence.
Yeah, and that pass was complete to Silas Nelson. You know, the 10th grade sophomore had a big game in our first game of the year against Liberty, but let's see if this is another drive killer, a false start for Independence, and that's 2 in the same possession. One negates a big run, and one negates a 6-yard completion on a pass.
So they'll move Independence back further. The down will stay at 2nd, but it's going to be 2nd and a good Uber ride now as the officials will now mark off the penalty.
Yeah, but if you're Shady, this Independence team over the last 2 years, don't rest because they tend to pick up big.
Actually, they're going to decline and make it 3rd down.
Oh, okay.
So I thought they would take the penalty.
So it'll be back 3rd and, 13, 14?
Well, the ball's at the 41,
18.
And they've got to get across midfield to the Shady 45. So they need about, 14 yards?
14 yards.
On this 3rd down play. So that's Shady trying to play defense one down. Bowers throws a wobbly ball near side, might be intercepted, and it is. There's a penalty flag, another one. Bailey down the near sideline, and he's pulled out of bounds, and that draws a penalty flag because that's a horse collar, but we might have pass interference, and we'll have to sort this out.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. Let's watch the replay of this. Yeah, that's
so Bailey got the pick, and
that's
then
pretty
right here,
close. I don't think the ball
at the end. That's clearly a horse collar and a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Independence. But now,
I've never saw one play with 3 penalties, maybe 2, but there's 3.
Well, but here's the thing, Eric. If they call pass interference, that I would think that would take precedence because that happened first. I don't know how you
yeah,
if
the other one.
Yeah, if you walk off 15, I don't. Well, the officials are talking it over and
the ball's
sorting it out.
The ball's coming back to Independence, but I'm gonna say I don't agree with the interference call here.
Well, here comes the official.
That's a no call at best right there.
All right, so there's a pass interference call against Shady. Then we have a horse collar against Independence. And I think they're going to offset, and they will.
Replay
and
down.
we'll redo the down.
Well, hey, it was fortunate for Shady then that you did get the 2nd penalty because that would have been first and 10, a new set of downs for the Independence team.
So we'll do the down from their own 41-yard line. 8:44 left in the opening quarter, and Independence up 7-0. Bowers from the shotgun. He looks over the Shady defense. Takes the shotgun snap, going to keep it himself up inside, and he gets to the 45, and that's it, and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like he got tripped and was not really able to get those wheels turning. Had a little lane, and looks like you live to create a punt here. That's something that the last 2 years that Shady Spring was unable to do, forced this Independence Patriot team to punt.
So they'll have Bailey on the near side, Ramage on the far side, waiting on the punt. And you're right, Eric. That's big for Shady to get off the field on that 3rd and long.
Yeah, you must. Once you get a team behind the chains, you have to, and that's a shank.
Yep, off the side of his foot. It's going to be good field position for Shady. The ball goes out of bounds up over the 40.
Looks like the 43.
So Shady will get good field position for their 3rd chance on offense. And Green will bring them out. 1st and 10 for Shady. Their 3rd chance, as I mentioned, on offense. They'll have the ball on their own 42-yard line.
And Shady's 3rd possession here, and with 8:04 left in this first quarter, see if they can get something going offensively. They had a couple of, well-called plays, just not able to complete the pass and complete the play. But looks like right here they can have something in the seam. Green will keep it himself, and there's just no seam there, no running room, and that'll go for a loss back to the 40-yard line. Yeah, and that's one thing, as you read the stats, and that's one thing this veteran coaching staff from Independence will do. They're going to take away the Brady Green run. He's going to have to beat them with Gavin Davis, that being Coach Cool, and Culacerto, and with Brady completing passes. Yeah, coming into this game, Brady Green had 45 carries for 194 yards and a score. His throw here got a man in the flat and couldn't make the connection. It'll be 3rd down. Yeah, I like what they're trying to do, throw the ball side to side right here, and They were able to complete that the first play of the game. But I think you're going to have to look. You can't be – just because you threw the interception, you have to look downfield just a tad. And he's had a little more time than usual against Independence. So
clock stops on the incompletion, 7.5 remaining here in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for Shady at their own 40-yard line. Green will survey the Independence defense, takes the shotgun snap, sets in the pocket. Now they flush him out. He'll throw, got a man open. It's caught across midfield. Nice move for a first down. Down the near sideline to the 30 of Independence, the 20, the 15, the 10, and bumped out of bounds. A huge connection on 3rd down. It'll be 1st and goal for Shady at the Independence 10.
And what a tremendous move right there by Nathan Easley as he makes the catch. Not only when he makes the catch, Maris, he's a couple yards shy of the 1st down, and he really makes someone have to pick up their laundry here on the sideline. Whoop, gone down the sideline for a big gain, and they're now they're in scoring position.
Yeah, 1st and goal at the 10. That was a tremendous yak that time. Nice job by the Shady receiver. Yards after catch. 1st and goal. Green hands the ball to Davis. Davis gets to the edge. He's got running room. He's inside the 5. He gets down to about the 3-yard line, and a nice gain on 1st down.
Yeah, and you're going to get a heavy dose of Davis right here, but this is the place, the area where Brady Green can make a difference because he can run. You're going to have to honor Davis, and if you can drop the right RPO, run something to the wide side of the field here where Brady Green has a chance to either pull it, run, pull it, and pass it.
They'll put the ball down at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal. Green takes the snap, as you said, Eric. He'll follow his blocking, but he's not going to make it to the goal line. He might get to the 1. And he's going to gain a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 1.
I still think between the two, the guard, the tackles right there are going to be tough sledding. I think you're going to have to, go something a little to the edge, maybe try to get it in.
So right from the 1-yard line, clock turning, 6:20 and counting, opening quarter.
But this is definitely 2-down territory.
Oh, no question. So they'll work from the shotgun with Green. 3rd and goal from the 1. Shady a touchdown, an extra point away from tying the game. Green surveying the field, takes a snap, hands off Davis, and he's hit behind the line. He'll lose a yard back to the 2, and now it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, I think there's was there not a flag on the play?
I don't see a flag.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought Independence may have jumped, may have got away with the encroachment there, but a loss of 2.
I think they'll throw the ball here. I think maybe they might fake the run and throw it. We'll see what they do here, Eric. But one thing, when you're running out of the shotgun, when you get down that close, sometimes it's hard to run the ball, out of the shotgun. I think
it really is, but you got to pick your poison. And right here on the edge, you see Independence is going to come hard off the right edge.
Here's Green on the keeper, and he does not get in. They ran the ball to Green, and Independence turns them away. What a huge play for the Independence defense. There's an injured Shady player on the field as we watch this 4th down play.
Yeah, I think right there, if you look at that replay, if we could run it back again, I think there was a hole. Brady Green could have cut it up quick. And we have an injury on the play here.
So Independence will take over. There's an injured Shady player. Independence will take over. Looks to be about the 3-yard line. While we got a minute, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with delicious food. And we love me some pig at the Beckley store, the Princeton location. Whether it's bacon, it's not bacon or sausage, it's bacon and sausage. Got to have me some pig. Also, at this time, I want to talk about the fine folks at Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up your Amana dealer, the good folks at Indoor Air, at 304-890-2212. Independence will take over to the 3-yard line, leading in the ball game 7-0, 5:22 for the opening quarter. Halftime, we have a special guest. Regina Thomas will join us at halftime. We'll talk about the Women's Resource Center changed their name to Away, and I don't mean a road game, Eric, when I say change to Away. How about that?
That's right, and she'll have to explain all of that at halftime. Should be a very good interview.
All right, so Independence will take over after they get the stop down on the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. And it'll be Bowers. He gets up under center this time, and he's going to run the ball with a handoff here to the near sideline. There's a nice run out with a 1st down near the 20-yard line. And let's see who was. That's Linksweiler on the carry, I believe. And it was.
Well, that was a touchdown saving tackle by Caden Helmer again, as he barely gets a piece of Linksweiler and gets him down, or that was going to go for a 99 big ones.
Yeah, that was from the 3 out to the 18. That's a 15-yard gain. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Independence on their own 18. We're approaching the 5-minute mark of quarter number 1. And let's see, Bauer this time, he gets up under center as he did on the last play. They'll quick pitch it to the far side. Linksweiler looking for running room. He's up over the 20. Flag comes in, and I think this will be a holding penalty, I do believe, on Independence. So we'll have to sort this out as we watch the replay there, but I think one of the linemen got their hand caught in the cookie jar, and it'll be a holding penalty. There's the call, holding on Independence, and that'll take the ball back inside the 15.
Well, that's 3 times in 2 possessions for Independence, and this is one of those things where, not saying they don't have the team that can overcome it like the previous 2 years, but this is the time with the young team you can't continually shoot yourself in the foot with these penalties.
Ball will go back to the 10-yard line. They've got to get out to the 28, so they'll need 18 yards on 1st down. Here's a handoff. Linksweiler breaks it to the outside. He's got a running lane. He's across the 20, stiffs arms the guy and gets out over the 25, and a huge gain on 1st down. So a nice gain as he picks up some of the penalty yardage and then some, and gets the ball out to the 27. He needed 18 for a 1st down. He picked up 17 on the play. They're going to run the ball to Linksweiler again off the right side. He plows across the 30 for an Independence 1st down.
Yeah, and Linksweiler's giving him a shot in the arm with that tough, hard running inside.
So 1st and 10 for the Independence Patriots on their own 30-yard line. Coming up on the 4-minute mark here of quarter number 1. The only score was a defensive touchdown for Independence on a Bowers 42-yard interception return. Bowers fakes the handoff, pulls it down, tries to get to the edge. He's got some running room. He's across the 40, across midfield. It's a foot race. I think they won't catch him down the far sideline. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Independence. I don't see any penalty flags on that one, Eric. And that will go for a 70-yard touchdown run by Trey Bowers.
And just like that, the quick strike offense of Trey Bowers, as you can see, this is pretty well blocked at the point of attack, and Bowers just does a good job of getting outside, and then it's a foot race, and 9 times out of 10, or I should say 10 times out of 10, he's going to win that one as he takes it 70 yards to the house.
Yeah, after Independence got the big stop defensively, the Patriots go 97 yards in 4 plays. They get a 70-yard run from Bowers. They extend the lead to 13-0, trying to tack on the PAT with 3:50 left here in the first quarter. The kick is up, and it is good. So your new score with 3:50 remaining the first quarter, Independence 14, Shady nothing. We'll be right back after this break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Well, for Independence, that was a 4-play, Eric, 97-yard drive, capped off by an electrifying 70-yard run from Trey Bowers. The point after good, 14-0, the lead for Independence with 3:50 left in the first quarter. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better than the blue can or a silver can, whether it's Pepsi or Diet Pepsi. And Eric, as I'm saying that and I'm looking over out of the press box to our left, people still making their way here into the stadium, and the Patriots with a 2-touchdown lead, 14-0, are set to kick it off.
Yeah, and we can't say late arriving crowd because the crowd's been trying to arrive here since probably 6:15. It's just, just a lot of people filing in to watch this contest.
Yeah, look at all the crowd across the way. The Shady side's full. Across the fence is full. Capacity overflow crowd here at Coal City, West Virginia at Independence High School. Here's the ensuing kickoff. It'll be a hopper inside the 15 as Bailey took it on that big hop, crosses the 25. Ball's out. It's a fumble. Independence says they have it. Now we've got to wait and see about for the ones that count. And, boy, this would be huge, and Independence comes out of the pile with it as the ball was stripped out of Bailey's hands, and Independence will take over as we watch the replay, Eric. There's Bailey, and watch it right here. Great tackle on the balls. It's stripped right there.
And just yanks it out.
Yep, just stripped it right from him. The ball's out, and Independence will take over at the Shady 31-yard line.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this Independence team, if they could draw it up, after that, they had a pick six, a long run, and now turn it over in Shady Spring territory with a fresh set of downs and looking to go up 21-0 here in the first quarter.
Bowers, they'll run the ball up inside. Bradford, and nothing cooking that time. That might even lose a yard, perhaps. Either no gain or a yard loss. Shady was ready for that one.
Yeah, Shady was all over that, and that's what they need. They just need to be consistent on the interior of the line. Just really, I think they just really need to play gap defense and try to really gang tackle.
Loss is a yard back to the 32. It'll be 2nd and 11. Here's a quick pitch. And that's on the far side. That's Bradford. He's got running room. He's down to the 20. He's got a first down. So he makes up the penalty yardage and then some as they'll move the chains for a Patriot first down.
And just another big gash on what we call that old USC toss sweep, through the body right. And Bradford he has a good knack and a good nose for the end zone, cutting it up, trying to get to pay dirt.
Picks up 12 on the play. 1st and 10 Independence at the Shady 20. We're under 3 minutes for the quarter. And Independence trying to perhaps deliver what might be a knockout blow here in the first quarter. Here's Bowers on the near side. Got some running rooms. Got a block. Cuts it inside. Got a first down inside the 10. Gets down to the 9-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Patriots there at the Shady 9.
Yeah, Trey Bowers is just so dangerous even when he just picks up a couple of yards, it's just filled with electricity.
So 1st and goal for Independence at the Shady 9. Bowers out of the shotgun, takes the snap, will hand it to Bradford. Bradford spins, gets down to about the 6. Maybe they'll put him down at the 7. He spins, able to get 2 yards, and they'll put him down at the 7-yard line. So it'll bring up 2nd and goal for Independence at the Shady 7. Coming up on the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Bowers out of the shotgun. Hand the ball to Bradford, try to get to the edge. He's inside the 5, and he gets down to about the 3-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down coming up. So, Eric, no question, 2 downs to get this 3 yards.
Yeah, definitely. They're not going to try to kick it. They're going to try to punch it in here.
They bring in Linksweiler, and that's probably the go-to guy. They look like maybe they'll run a little power here from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I see, one adjustment they've made, bringing in a couple, an extra back right here.
And now we're going to have a timeout. And a timeout by the Patriots. So while we got a minute, Eric, I know there's some other games in the area that also started at 7 o'clock. See if you have some scores. Like I mentioned, as we cover the Raleigh County teams, I know Liberty playing their homecoming tonight. And Liberty trying to get to 500. They only won 2 games last year. If they beat Sherman tonight, they'll have won as many games through the first 4 weeks this year as they did all of last year. And then, of course, Beckley on the road with the big game at Bluefield tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and I think the Liberty team, if they can, this could be a feather in their cap. Early on, if they can, with a young team, if they can get, to the over 500.
And see if you have some scores. But it's a gorgeous night. Well, a lot different from the night we had last week when we had Shady and Summers County and that tremendous rainstorm and the lightning delay.
2 turnovers into plus 14 points. You're well on your way to a victory.
Point after is good. Your new score, Independence 21, Shady nothing, 1:27 left in the opening quarter. We'll be right back after this short break here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, treasurer.
Well, while a lot of change of events happened here, Eric, when it was 7-0, Shady had a big play. They got down inside the 10. They had a 4th down from the Independence 2. They couldn't score, and then since then, Independence able to go 97 yards on a drive, a 70-yard run by Bowers. They get a fumble on a kickoff, and they're able to get that in the end zone. And what was a close game, now a 3-touchdown game in favor of Independence.
Yeah, it went from, getting ready to, to be a close game right here, and Now let's see what kind of fight the Tigers have, because those 2 turnovers in the first quarter are backbreakers. And
here comes the ensuing kickoff, and it'll be to the far side. Romich will take it, and he fumbles it. He's able to go back and get it, and by that time, as he tries to make his way across the field, just really didn't have a chance and doesn't get the ball back to the 20. So right now, Shady's got some issues of able hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, I think, a couple of the kids, a little young, little nerves may be taking over right now, but let's see if the Shady Tigers can get some momentum going back. They've moved the ball, actually, with a couple of big plays here and there, but they've been their own worst enemy, shooting themselves in the foot time and time again with untimely turnovers and, just not being able to get that 2-yard push to score.
So it'll be first down for Shade on their own 19, and they've got to settle in and see if they can get something going as Green will work from the shotgun. Brady Green out of the gun, takes the snap. Will hand the ball to Gavin Davis. Davis will push the pile about a yard out to the 20, and that's it. It'll be second down and 9 coming. Actually, they'll give him the ball's at the 20. The down marker's at the 21, but I have to go where the ball's at. Ball's at the 20, so it gained a yard on the play.
Yeah, exactly. 1 yard. But yeah, the down marker gave him
the down marker you can see on the far side. It's on the 21. The ball's right on the 20. So we have to go where the ball is, and that's a 1-yard gain as we're coming up on 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Green from the shotgun, and there's going to be a whistle and a flag, and now let's see who moved first.
I think that's got to be a false start.
Well,
it doesn't have to be, because it seems like everybody moved but the center. Did he snap?
Well, I'm not sure if Shady moved first or if Independence came across the line to coach, but Shady's walking back, so it might be a false start. But right now, Shady is coming unraveled. And there's the flag, and there's the penalty marked off. So the penalty does go against Shady. The ball will go back to the 15-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 14. 21-0 Independence, and it's been their defense that has led really to all 3 touchdowns. They got a pick 6, they got a stop on the goal line that led their offense to a score, and then they got a turnover on the kickoff. Here's Davis, and Davis cuts it inside, just nowhere to go, as he's lucky, and if he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he did, and he's going to be about a yard loss back to the 14 and bring up 3rd down. And that might be the final play of the quarter as the clock continues to run 6 seconds, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's Independence 21 and Shady nothing. We'll be right back after this 1-minute break. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football and video productions.
That's the end of your first. Football season is starting, and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Welcome back to Independence High School at Coal City, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. We have Jackie Moon on camera and Chris Farish, our stat guy. We're ready to start the second quarter, and Shady will have the ball. It'll be 3rd down. Green will throw the ball out in the flat. It's caught for a short gain and about a yard, and that's about it. And it'll bring up a 4th down for Shady. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, and they were tackled immediately on that completion right there, and Shady will have to punt it back to this Independence offense.
So on 4th down, it'll be punt time for Shady, and it'll be Bowers here on the far side, and on the near side,
Brady Rose right
Brady
here.
Rose on the near side. And if Independence can handle the punt, they ought to get it in pretty good field position as Shady punts back near their goal line.
Well, this is where it's scary because, they fair caught it.
And they got excellent field position as Rose will catch it inside the 45 on Shady's side of the field, Eric. So it'll be a short field for Independence with a first down at the Shady 44.
And that was a smart thing to do, but I was saying both of these guys back deep for Independence are real dangerous in the punt return game.
So already leading in the ball game 21-0, and they'll have a short field here, Eric, to start this first drive of the second quarter. It'll be a first down. They'll put the ball down at the 43-yard line is where Independence will start this drive on Shady's half of the field. Bowers from the shotgun formation on 1st and 10. We'll try to get you caught up with scores as we go along. And we got a timeout. Shady, while we got a timeout, Eric, let's see if you can squeeze in a couple scores.
Yeah, I have a score from last night in the AA ranks. Lincoln and Nicholas County played, and Lincoln pulled out the victory last night 17-16 over Lincoln County.
Also, while we got a minute, I want to tell you about the good folks at Edward Jones. If you are retired like me and you worked hard for your money as I did all those years, then you need to know how to invest it or what to do. You can turn to the pros of your financial advisors, which is Heather Cantley or Wayne Rhodes. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. Also want to tell you about the fine folks from Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They're forming fall leagues now. You can check them out online at www.leisure-lanes-west-virginia.com. Out of the timeout, Eric, it will be first down for Independence at the Shady 43-yard line. Bowers out of the shotgun. Takes the shotgun snap, rolls the pocket to the near side. Looks to throw the ball near the boundary. He's in trouble. He's scrambling. He goes back across the other side. He's got some running room all the way across the other side. He's got a big gainer all the way down inside the 30. He must have ran. He picked up 25 yards and ran about 50, I believe.
Yeah, easily 50, 55 yards to pick up 25. But that's what he does. Keeps the play alive with his speed and athleticism and just able to move the chains.
Inside the 30 to the Shady 29-yard line. He got 14. Yeah, he ran about 50 to pick up 14. Here's a running play up inside, and they blow the play dead, and here's a false start of Independence. And one of the things, Eric, we've seen a couple of holding penalties, a couple of false starts coming off of at any time, especially coming out of a bye week. That really can't make Independence coaches happy.
That discipline right there, and that's just one thing you're going to, out of a bye week, you don't want it any time, but you know they worked on the fundamentals, and getting together and really getting in sync. And if they weren't so explosive, these are real, truly drive killers.
From the 34 of Shady, it'll be a first down run. Linksweiler up inside. He gets down to the 30-yard line, and he'll gain 4 yards on the play and bring up second down. And that may have been Bradford. I said Linksweiler, but that may have been Bradford.
Yeah, that was Bradford on the carry right there.
So they'll get the ball to the Shady 30 on the play. Coming up on 10.5 for the opening half. And Independence leading by 3 scores. And this time it's Bowers shaking and baking. He's inside the 25, and they'll put him down maybe right at the 25. Let's see. Actually, they're going to give him the 24-yard line. Bring up third down on this play right here.
Yeah, and looks like we have another injured Shady defender.
So the ball down at the 24-yard line, we do have an injured Shady player. And while he's down, Eric, maybe we can go to the scoreboard and see what else we got cooking, because more games now, Eric, around the state are starting to start at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to give a score of the completion of a game since you touched on it being so rainy Friday night. Bluefield and Greenbrier East had to finish their game Monday, and Bluefield was able to pull away and win that one 34-19 at East. Martinsburg 7, H.D. Woodson, D.C. 0 in the first quarter. And this is one that's real interesting, Maris, on the AAA ranks. Would you believe that Spring Valley's trying to fight off a 0-4 start?
Yes.
And they're at Hurricane. So this is a pivotal game for them, and it's 0-0 in the first quarter.
And look at the schedule, though, they've had to play. They had to play Huntington and Campbell Midland were 2 of those 3 early season losses by Spring Valley.
Yeah, I mean, that schedule is just a heavy heavy schedule. Let's see what we can dial up here in the double-A ranks.
While you're looking for double-A scores, one of the biggest games statewide tonight is the Battle of Parkersburg as the Big Reds take on Parkersburg
It's
South
nothing
tonight.
to nothing in the first quarter in that one. And Parkersburg South, they have the real deal team. They're going to put some points up probably in that one. Okay, we have Wayne at Winfield, and Winfield's up 14-0 in that game. Chapmanville at Nitro. Nitro leads 7-0 in the first quarter. East Fairmont is at Braxton County, and East Fairmont's up 21-0. And Hedgesville, number 15 AAA school in the early rankings, Maris, is visiting Herbert Hoover. That's a haul.
That is a haul. It's about a 5.5 hour
that
trip.
That is a haul. Well, right now, that's a big haul to take one on the chin because they're losing 14-0 start of the second quarter.
So I can't tell who the injured party is for Shady. He's laying flat on his back, and they have people around him I couldn't see, and it happened up inside when that play happened.
Yeah, I think it's Colton Henderson. I don't want to speculate. I think it's 53, Colton Henderson, a tackle, a junior, 6'4", 225 defensive lineman. This will be the second person from the starting defensive unit that's been injured in this first half for Shady.
Well, it's good news. They got him sitting up anyway. There's 10:17 left in the half. Independence leading 21-0. They got a Trey Bowers 42-yard interception return for a touchdown. Then Independence had a 4-play 97-yard drive, which was a Trey Bowers 70-yard touchdown run. Then after Shady fumbled the ensuing kickoff, Independence had a short field. They went 31 yards in 6 plays. And they got a Links-Weiler 3-yard run to finish off of that drive, and all point afters were good. There's where we are right now, 21-0 Independence, 10:17 left in the half, and looks like they've got the young man up on his feet, and that's good news. By the way, tomorrow Video Productions will have Beckley and Bluefield. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff at Mitchell Stadium. And, Eric, many people have asked me why they're playing on Saturday. Well, Bluefield has to share Mitchell Stadium with 3 other teams, and they're the fourth tenant. So you have Graham, you have Bluefield State, Bluefield College. So Bluefield High School, I guess, is not just the odd team out. They're way the odd team out. And Bluefield and Beckley will play that game tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and you can see that on Video Productions.
Yeah, and I've had several people ask me, well, why doesn't Bluefield why doesn't Graham move? I said, well, Graham's actually in Virginia.
Yes.
I mean,
they run the stadium.
They run the stadium. So,
all right. So out of the timeout, Independence will have it. It'll be a third down play from the 25-yard line. 3rd and 5 coming up. Already leading in the game, 21-0. 10:17 remaining in the opening half. Bowers will work up under center with the power formation. They'll run the ball right up the gut. They'll move the pile, and they'll have a first down.
Yeah, and that's going to be a nice inside run for Independence right there. I wasn't able to see who carried that ball, but
they'll put the ball down at the Shady 18-yard line. That was just nothing fancy about that, Eric. That was just power football right up the gut.
Yeah, that's what they call that old school lineup, Nebraska style. Old Nebraska.
Yeah, they're going to power again here. This time it's the second man through off the left side. That's another good gain down near the 10-yard line. Depends on where they put him down at. And they're going to put the ball carrier down about right at the 10. So that's a nice gain. That's an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, and just as you say that, they move it back to the 11.
The 11.
Yeah, so this is going to be – what's good about this drive, if you're Independence, you can pick up another first down.
So, yes, it'll be a second down play for the Patriots at the 11-yard line of Shady. That's Links-Weiler weaving his way through traffic and into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. So Links-Weiler will score his second touchdown, and for somebody who was questionable before the game started, he sure hadn't showed that as he scores the second time, this time, Eric, from 11 yards away.
The only thing that I question is how hard this guy runs, and I'll never question that because Links-Weiler, when he gets the ball, full head of steam. He's just a tough guy to bring down, and it's very rare when you have speed and power, and he's just the whole package.
And the point after is good, so your new score with 9:20 remaining here in the opening half is Independence 28 and Shady nothing. That was a 6-play 43-yard drive, and we'll be right back here after this short break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Nothing like an ice cold Pepsi, and Pepsi is your scoring recap. As I mentioned, Independence, Eric, short field. They got the ball to Shady 43, only need them 6 plays, and Linksweiler finished it off with 11-yard run, the PAT good. And Eric, what looked like we were going to have a close game because of a play here or there, Independence has widened the gap for a 28-0 lead.
And you're exactly right, Mayor. There's, when you're fighting an uphill battle, you don't need to give an assist to the team. And I think Shady came in with a good game plan, the right plays. They were calling early, and then just some unfortunate turnovers. And then once it starts snowballing, the avalanche is coming right now.
So if you're Shady, you got to think that you can't score 2 touchdowns on one play. Just try to get back in the game. As here's the kickoff return across the 20. Ramage across the 30. Nice return up over the 35. Spins up over the 40 and out almost to the 45. That was a great kickoff return.
Yeah, he punched it up in there, and that's what Ramage you need to do. With no fear. He caught it. Had an idea where he was going, and he took it. He took it and punched it up in there. You can't really hesitate on a kick return. You just have to really be fearless when you return them.
Well, Eric, I think the key is what you said. He was able to catch it. The last times, remember, they've been fumbling or really couldn't kind of get on it. Caught it clean and up to the 44-yard line. So this is a good field position for Shady and Brady Green. And like I said, right now they just got to think about maybe putting a couple of first downs together, put a drive together.
Yeah, they need something positive, going into the half here with 9-11 left in this quarter.
There's a penalty flag, and they'll get Shady. And that's not how you want to start a drive, is they get Shady for a false start, and that'll cost them 5.
Yeah, and then you were in a run play there, and you get a false start, and now you're down a distance. Dictates how Independence is going to play defense now. They're really going to pin their ears back and come after Brady Green and the Shady Tigers.
So 9:10 remaining here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 15 coming up at halftime. We'll recap the first half. We'll have scores. We'll also have a special guest. Regina Thomas will be our halftime guest from the Women's Resource, now known as Away. And as I mentioned, I don't mean a road game. Green to throw in the flat. It's caught and out of bounds here on the near side. And that catch is made that time by Bailey, but for a very short gain.
Yeah, but it was some positive yards, and that's what you need, something positive right here if you're the Tigers. And, just stick with it. Stick with your game plan and see what you can get going here.
Yeah, that'll get 3. That'll make it 2nd down and 12 coming up for Shady. Clock stopped because Bailey went out of bounds. 9:05 left in the half. Shady goes trips to the far side. Green works from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Pressure comes up the middle. They set up a screen to Davis, and the pressure on Green, and it forced him to throw the ball a little high and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and the pressure got to him. That was a good, once again, a great play call. But the rush was able to get there faster than Brady Green was able to get the pass off. And if he catches that, he has some blockers. I think it goes for some yards.
If Shady would have connected that could have been a big play for him.
It was a perfect play call. But sometimes the perfect play can be messed up by a great rush. And
the pressure.
The defense, the pressure was on.
So it'll be 3rd and long coming up for Shady. Once again, same formation, trips to the far side. Green works from the shotgun. He's back, sits in the pocket. Pressure comes, and down he goes. They'll sack him back inside the 35. So after Shady, Eric got that good kickoff return, they had a false start and kind of really set the momentum.
Yeah, stub their toe early.
Of what happened.
And right here, if you look, he has about 3, 4, you got to get rid of it quick. And nothing downfield, so you had just ate it and lived the punt here.
Yeah, 4th down. The ball goes back inside the 35 to the 34. So Shady, as they threw an interception, punt, lost it on downs, punt, and getting ready to punt. Again, this will be Shady's 3rd punt of the night. And here comes the kick. There's no pressure, but that's going to be a short kick. And that'll take a bounce, and that will be, once again, Independence getting a short field. We got another injured Shady player down. As let's see, that ball is going to go out of bounds across the 45. Looks to be the 46-yard line of Shady is where Independence is going to start this drive.
Another fresh set of downs in Shady Spring territory has been the theme of this first half.
Like I said, we've got an injured player down on the field there. While we got a minute, Eric, maybe you see if you can dial up some scores here.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I know we got a lot going on here in the press box.
A lot of action going on. Maris, Mingo Central was a future opponent, right?
A future opponent for Liberty and for Independence, correct.
And is Man still on the docket?
Yeah, I will look here. I got their schedule. I know Shady plays Man.
Well, I know it's two future opponents of both of these teams, and they're playing tonight. Mingo Central's at Man, and there's no score in the first quarter, but I couldn't really remember the schedule because we have so much going on. But, okay, Greenbrier West is on the road at Buffalo, and they are really turning it up. It's 34-0 Greenbrier West in the first quarter. And that's another good local team that I think will, make some noise in the playoffs.
Well, we got a little extra time, too. I want to tell you about the good folks at Giovanni's Pizza. That's where me and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, had our pregame meal. Had a nice cold Pepsi with Giovanni's Pizza. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. They got 2 locations down near Liberty. And, Eric, we can check that scores. Liberty having their homecoming tonight against Sherman. And down near Route 3, there's Giovanni's. And then, of course, Giovanni's out here at Leicester Square in Sophia.
Yeah, no score as of yet in the Liberty game. They're playing Sherman and – no score. 0-0 in the first quarter. West Side 14 at Pikeview, nothing in the second quarter.
We'll be in West Side in 2 weeks when they take on Liberty.
And Logan's at Polka on the road at Polka, 7-7, and no score in the Summers County Wyoming East game. But they're always late reporting, down in that area. It's tough to really get a signal. I don't know who was the chosen reporter
who's the correspondent down there, right? Well, if you've ever traveled through a lot of areas, as you and I have, Eric, throughout our years in southern West Virginia, there's a lot of places it's very hard to get a signal. And when you and I will be at Westside, as we said, in a couple of weeks, we were able to get a signal out of there a couple years ago. So, but I have confidence in the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. He can make it happen here in a couple of weeks.
He'll splice some wires. He'll bring some aluminum foil from somewhere. He'll get it done.
He'll get it done. He's the heavy hitter. Right now, we got to get his shirt off the floor there, if you will.
Hey, so in the AAA ranks, we're going to go down some scores. We have George Washington on the road at Huntington, and George Washington coming off a big win against Hurricane last week, a 17-14 win. But they found themselves down 14-0 at number 1 Huntington. Well, not number 1 because Parkersburg South in the first poll was number 1.
All right, so Independence has it at the Shady 46. Bowers to throw, sets in the pocket, throws deep. Here, one-on-one coverage, and it's caught down inside the 10-yard line. A beautiful catch by the receiver here on the near sideline. That was a great job.
And that was Dalton Adkins right there, and he was able the defensive rummage for Shady was there. It was just a battle of who wanted the ball right there. Good play on the ball, but just a better catch. And Independence is cooking in the red zone again.
Yeah, down to the 7-yard line. That's a 50-50 catch. And as you mentioned, the young man for Independence, he made a tremendous catch.
Yes, that was Dalton Atkins, the 5'10", 161-pound junior, makes his a great catch.
So first and goal, they'll run power up under center. They hand the ball to Linksweiler. He scored the last time. He gets down near the goal line. He's not quite in, but he's right on the edge of the goal line. It'll be second down, and the ball's about, Eric, is about as close as it can be without being in for a touchdown. It'll be second and goal coming up.
Yeah, look for him to give him another heavy dose of Linksweiler right here to try to push this lead to 35-0.
7:20 and counting here in the opening half, and Independence in this first half, Eric, they've looked a lot like what we've seen each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, they've really
power football. Bowers with the quarterback sneak. They move the pile, waiting for a signal. The player says he's in, waiting for the ones that count, and now it's a touchdown. So Bowers with a quarterback sneak, his third touchdown, 2 on offense and 1 on defense, and he's got the hat trick as Independence just able to move the pile there, as we see, Eric, on the replay for a Patriot touchdown.
Yeah, just get it up there to kind of reminiscent of that, how the Philadelphia Eagles uses Jalen Hurts. Just
how
get
they
up
did that
there
last night.
And just get up there and power it in.
7:03 for the half, and 34-0 as we have the PAT. That was a 3-play, 46-yard drive. And once again, Bowers' his third touchdown of the ball game. The extra point is up, looks good, and is good. With 7:03 left in the half, your new score is Shady 35, Independence nothing. We'll be right back after this quick break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. As Independence with another short field, Eric, only needed 3 plays to go, 46 yards, and they get Bowers the 1-yard touchdown run, his third of the game. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi, but once again, they hit the big play, the 50-50 ball. They made the big pass play, 41-yard pass completion, and that set up the touchdown.
Yeah, that's just one of those balls where the wide receiver, Dalton Atkins, was able to just out-muscle and get the ball away because it wasn't a very great pass, but just a great catch, a better catch than a pass.
So it'll be Independence set to kick off on the in between the hashes there at the 40 with 7:03 left here in this first half, and Romich will take it inside the 15, crosses the 20, falls forward over the 25 and out to the 27-yard line.
That was one of those pretty close to maybe just letting that go out of bounds, getting some field position. But, it's easy to say I would have picked it up and tried to run it as well. But they really need to get something going if you're Shady here going into the half.
Yeah, I think right now if you're Shady, just forget about the score and just try to make something happen. And on the last drive, they had good field position. They had a penalty that set them back behind the chains. So here's Brady Green with it, 1st and 10 on his own 27-yard line. 6:56 for the half, and Independence leading 35-0. Green from the gun, hands the ball, Davis. Davis near side, he's going to be dragged down from behind, and that'll be a loss on the play.
Yeah, and this is one thing that they've never been able to get going. Davis has not really been able to get those legs going and getting any positive yards. Everything that's happened, he's been contacted behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and we said on top, one thing that Shady had to get going for him is, especially early in the game, was the running game, and that just has not been the case.
It's not materialized at all, and I think that was the game plan from the Independence Patriots. They were going to take Davis away and Brady Green and really make him have to put it up.
From their own 25, here's a running play up the middle, and that's not going to go anywhere. That's going to lose some yardage.
And as you can see, a lot more gray jerseys around the ball and, in the backfield of the Shady Tigers.
So they're going to give him no gain on the play and back to the 25-yard line.
Got a flag going here.
Yeah, flag on the far side over there. Let's see what the call's
Definitely going to be a dead ball here.
Well, the flag came across near the Shady bench right there about the 26-yard line on the far side. And we might have an illegal substitution. I'm not sure, Eric, as the officials will gather, and let's see what the call is going to be.
Well, they never formally huddled, so.
Penalty's going to go against Independence.
Oh, okay, yeah, because Shady never formally huddled. So.
And this is a big one, 15-yard penalty. And the only thing I could say, somebody must have said something, Eric, because that will be a first down, and that is a huge break for Shady, a first down out to the 40.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things that Coach Lilly would probably really get on somebody for. Just unnecessary right there. Yeah, you can see a little chirping going on there. It's right there.
So a first down for Shady on their own 40. Green from the gun, takes the snap. In the pocket, looks, throws short, and it's incomplete. Didn't look like that Brady Green, Eric, could get enough on that ball.
I think his arm was hit a little bit as he because it didn't look like a great follow-through, on that play. And he's shaking that arm a little bit. Let's see right here.
Yep.
Yeah, it just looked like he may have lost the ball there.
Clock stops on the incompletion. 5:44 left in the half. 2nd and 10, Shady on their own 40. Green has twin receivers to each side. Takes the shotgun snap. Slant. It's caught in a big hit. A big hit. And the Shady receiver That is Bailey.
Bailey,
5'9",
yes.
150-pound junior, went across the middle, made the catch, and he took a huge hit.
But, give my hats off to this kid. When you run a slant like that, there's a chance to take that hit, but he held on to it and gave the Shady Tigers a chance to pick up this third down.
Yeah, pick of 8 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Tough hit, but a tough catch
and
a tough reception right there. It was.
And let's see if it looks like Bailey's going to stay in the game. Or no, now maybe he's coming out. And now he is coming out. And maybe for his own good, he ought to come out.
You get hit like that, probably knock some wind out of him.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. This is a very
good football
critical
play, though.
Yeah, it was a great hit. And this is very critical for Shady to see if they can pick this up to keep this drive alive. Green from the shotgun will keep it himself, trying to find running room, nowhere to go.
And
that play has not been there tonight.
No gain on the play. Brings up 4th down.
So decision time, Eric, for Coach Colacerto. And do you punt or probably go for it? Under 5 minutes for the half. You're already down 35-0.
Hey, I think you go for it here. Not to say you don't have anything to lose, but the last 3 possessions, Independence has scrimmaged on your side of the field anyway, so you might as well try to go for it here.
Let's see if they got Bailey back in the game. Let's see if they'll get Green, maybe try to roll the pocket and try to hit a short pass. They've got to get out the midfield, 4th and 2.
The middle of the field's open if you can hit Bailey over the middle.
And there's the pass. It's caught just where you said, the middle of the field, 1st down at the Patriot 41.
Everybody had walked up, and that's one of those flag on the play. It's going to come back. It's probably against Shady.
Well,
it was a real quick snap, so wonder if everyone was set.
And let's see. And
it's against them. Shady said personal foul.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. They'll tack 15 to the end of the run. It's the tight end that time. Noblet able to haul it in.
And that's his, 3rd catch of the game. Well, we'll find out at halftime. It's 2nd or 3rd, and both his catches have moved the sticks,
And then they'll tack the 15 onto the end of the run to get the ball all the way down inside the 30, all the way down to the Independence 27-yard line. So, Shady had another golden opportunity when they had a 1st and goal, and they couldn't score. Since then, this has been their best chance.
Yeah, and Independence is aiding them a little bit here with the, 2 15-yard penalties on this drive. Do not sit well with Coach Lilly.
It's 1st and 10 for Shady at the Patriot 27. Shotgun snap, Green throws, got a man and threw the ball a little bit behind him. Looked like the receiver was sliding and kind of fell as the ball came in.
Yeah, the receiver was open just a little. The pass rush hurried that pass up, and that was to Nathan Easley. Nate Easley is the one that had the real big play in the 1st quarter to get them down inside the red zone of the Independence Patriots, and Shady was not able to capitalize.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10, and even 4 minutes left in the half. The ball at the Independence 27-yard line. Green from the shotgun. Pressure comes. They're going to run the ball to Davis, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and down he goes back across the 30. And Davis may be shaking up there for a minute.
Yeah, and it's just nowhere to run. No running lanes or anything for Davis. Just finds it tough sledding, as he is getting up, limping a little bit. Maybe tweaked his ankle on that play. It was a tough tackle down low, and this is where the yards get tough for the Shady Tigers. Every time they get inside the 35 of Independence.
It'll bring up a 3rd down play from the 33 of the Patriots. Green once again out of the shotgun. Patriots show blitz. They sit back. Green in the pocket. He looks to throw, got a man open in the flat. It's caught, turns upfield, has a 1st down, and down there about the 16-yard line. And that's a nice play over there on the far side, as that was caught that time by Easley.
Yeah.
And that'll move the sticks, and now we got an injured Patriot across the way.
Yeah, Easley's been able to get free here a couple times against Independence, and playing a little soft in the secondary. Now, hopefully this is just cramps for the Independence defender. Yeah, and the way he's walking around looks like it may be some cramps.
That's a 17-yard connection to move the chains to the Patriot 16. While we got a minute, Eric, see if you got some more scores you can update us on. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the 1st half. We'll have a special guest. Regina Thomas will be our guest. Looking forward to all the good things going on at what was the Women's Resource Center, now called Away. And there's got to be a reason why they changed the name, and I imagine Eric, that away, A-W-A-Y, I'm sure it stands for something. And
it's called an acronym.
Well, that's a big word. That's too big a word for me. But I'm sure Regina will explain that, not just to me, but to our listening audience about what all that means.
Okay, Spring Valley up 14-0 in a must-win game for them at Hurricane on the road. St. Albans looking to get their first win of the season in the battle of no-win teams at Capital. St. Albans up 6-0. Allegheny, Virginia at Greenbrier East, and no score in the first quarter. Oak Hill hosting Lincoln County, and Oak Hill's up big, 28-0 in the second quarter.
So 1st and 10 out of the timeout for Shady at the Independence 16. Green from the gun takes the snap. Sets in the pocket, throws near side, and it's going to be deflected and almost intercepted as the ball is knocked down. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
I tell you, that was good defense, but what a great throw. He tried to drop it in the bucket. I mean, it comes out a little lame, but it was there. The receiver behind the receiver he was intended for was wide open.
And that was, I think, Rose that got his hand on the ball. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Shady at the 16 of Independence.
But I like taking a shot right there. You have to do something. Try to stretch the field a little bit.
Twin receivers to each side. Green from the gun takes the snap. Pressure comes. Green throws the ball to the end zone. Far side in the corner, just a little too far, trying to get the ball to Easley. But the pressure came, and now there's a late flag.
And here we go again. I think it's going to be against Independence in the area of
unsportsmanlike conduct. And, boy, if you're Independence coaches, you hate that because now from a 3rd and long, that's going to keep the drive alive.
Well, I don't know how they punish them nowadays, but back in our day, we used to have to run gassers and do a lot of up-downs. And if I'm a teammate of the teammate that's making me do all that running in those up-downs, I'm not very happy right now.
Yeah, you start running on Monday, don't quit till Wednesday. I think that'll straighten it out, won't it?
Yeah, exactly right.
So the penalty yardage, Eric, will get the ball now down inside the 10, put the ball down half the distance to the 8, and that'll be a new package of downs.
Yeah, so 4 downs to try to punch it in with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the opening quarter here.
And actually they're going to say it's still 3rd down.
Oh, yes.
They'll move the ball just half the distance, and because they were on the 16, they get it to the 8, so it's 3rd and 2. And see, that's something, too. I think something like that should carry an automatic first down.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Because even though they're penalized, they're not really penalized because –
well, in the middle school ranks, it is an automatic first down.
And now I don't know how they've got to 4th down. The down marker says 4th. I don't know how that would be. It was going to be 3rd down coming up. So I don't think that is correct.
Was it a dead ball penalty?
Green to the end zone. It's incomplete. And let's see if that might have been 4th down. I thought it would have been 3rd down.
Turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10, Patriots.
That would have been
yeah,
it should have been 3rd down.
That is not right.
No,
that is not right.
It's not right. It should have been 3rd down.
It should have been 3rd down because it was a –
yeah, that should have been 3rd down. Because after the second down, the ball went to the 8. Yeah, that they only got 3 downs on that.
Yeah, they only got 3 downs on that one.
Yeah, it should be 4th down now. But they're going to say that it's a turnover. We can go back and look at it on the replay, but I think we go back and look on the replay, you'll see that Shady only got 3 downs out of that. From the 8-yard line, Independence has it. They'll run the ball, and it'll be, let's see who that is.
Linksweiler.
Up over the 10.
I'm with you. Those numbers, that blue on that gray is very hard to see.
And he'll get out to the 13-yard line and pick up 5 on the play. So imagine as we're coming up on 2 minutes left in the half and up 35-0, back in your own territory, maybe Independence, unless they break one, Eric, maybe go a little conservative here.
Yeah, but their conservative is trying to break one on the run.
Run the ball like they did, but and then if they break a big one, then you can go into hurry-up mode. But they don't seem like they're in any hurry. 14 on the play clock, coming up on the 2-minute mark. But we'll have to go back and look. But I think Shady only got 3 downs on that last possession. And here's a running play. Shady up to the task there. That's going to get the ball out over the 15, out to about the 16, and bring up 3rd and short. So it's a 3rd down coming up. And like I said, Eric, Independence doesn't seem to be like they're in any hurry. 140 and counting. They haven't set the play clock yet.
Let me give you an update on a couple of scores here while we're waiting on this next play. And number 1, North Marion in the post, hosting number 6, Brook Tripway School, and North Marion's up 20-3 in the second quarter.
Third down, Bauer up under center, hands the ball. That's going to be enough for a first down out to the 20-yard line. And that's Linksweiler on that carry, and that'll move the sticks for Independence in a first down. So out to the 20-yard line is a first down, and now let's see if Independence will open it up here as we're coming up on a minute remaining in the half. Here's a throw, and almost intercepted.
And that was to Silas Nelson. A good pitch and catch. Well, good pitch, just not a very good catch, because if Silas Nelson catches that one, I think he's still running on that slant.
That'll stop the clock on the incompletion with 1:05 left here in the opening half. 2nd and 10 for Independence. Bowers to work from the shotgun, takes the snap. With time, throws down the far sideline, got a man out there, just overshot him just a little bit. He had a step on the Shady defender, and the ball will be incomplete. It'll be third down coming up.
And even 1 minute to go in the first half.
But had a man out there and just overshot him a bit. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up for Independence. And I'm sure Coach Lilly telling, don't want to force anything. You got a 5-touchdown lead. If it's not there, you can live to punt another down. You're
That's
up 5
right.
scores. You don't want to give Shady a cheap score here before halftime. So let's see what the Patriots will cook up on 3rd and 10 from their own 20. Bowers takes the snap, pumps, throws, caught, a slant, first down, and that's a nice play. That's, I believe, Nelson up over the 35, out to the 37-yard line.
I think that was for Independence. That was 13. Let me give you his number. That's going to be Linksweiler, Christian Linksweiler.
As you
Tyler's
said,
little brother.
it's so hard to see those navy blue on the gray uniforms. Bowers to throw, force him out of the pocket. He's throwing the ball deep here on the near side. He's caught, and he's out of bounds. He is out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the left foot was out of bounds here.
The fans are booing it, but as we watch the replay, you can see that he's clearly out of bounds.
Yeah, he's clearly out of bounds. Out of bounds.
He was clearly out of bounds as the replay shows. The officials are right on it. There's a flag thrown right there at the 40. And we'll have to sort this out.
Maybe somebody disagreeing with that play.
Well, we will see, but give the officials their props. They were right on that because the young man was out of bounds. And as we wait for the call, still haven't seen anything. Maybe they just going to pick up the flag.
Yeah, you see his left foot is clearly out of bounds.
Yeah, as we watch the replay, he was clearly out of bounds. They're going to penalize Independence for unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll be a dead ball, so the down will count. And the penalty yardage will go back to the 22-yard line and make it 2nd and 25 from their own 22 with 43 seconds left in the half. But I think you're right, Eric. I think someone on that near sideline disagreed with the call. But, of course, they don't have the view that we have on video productions, but the replay was clearly out of bounds. Here's a reverse to the far side. There's another flag comes in, and that's probably going to go against Independence. And one thing about it, we've had quite a few penalties in the first half, and yet another flag. So it's been a flag fest here in the first half. And we'll have to sort this out. But on the initial penalty was going to be a holding penalty probably. And then we'll see who the guilty party is after the play that might have did something or said something.
Well, I think it's 2 penalties against the homestanding Independence Patriots right here.
And we will see as the officials are having a little conference across the way. Might have an ice-cold Pepsi while we wait to see what the deal is here.
Pop the top on an ice-cold Pepsi.
Yep, if you're like me, you like the diet stuff in the silver can. So whether you have the silver can or the blue can, we got some nice 6-pack of, how about 3 and 3? And how about a 6-pack of scores there, partner?
Here we go. Huntington hosting George Washington. Huntington 21, George Washington nothing in the first quarter. Wheeling Park hosting University. University on the road and losing 7-0. Still no score in the Parkersburg South Parkersburg game. Fairmont Senior on the road at Bridgeport, and it's knotted up at 14 at halftime. Cabell Midland, poor old South Charleston. Who would ever thought South Charleston's not scored a touchdown this whole year, and they're losing 28-0 to Cabell Midland. Martinsburg 13, H.D. Woodson out of D.C. 12 in the second quarter.
Well, Eric, where the ball is, it's all the way back to the 12-yard line, so they're going to penalize Independence for sure on the hold. And then let's see, after the play over there on the far side, there's 35 seconds left in the half. And waiting for the official to give the indication. But
Shady got the unsportsmanlike.
All right. It's offsetting. And a hold on Independence and offset, so the ball goes back to the 12-yard line. So the penalty will take the ball back to the 12-yard line with 35 seconds. And they've got to get the ball all the way out across the 45. I think if you're Independence right here, I don't know, would you think maybe just take a knee and just get in the locker room and just try to clean things up and try to clean things up in the second half? So now Independence is going to take a timeout. And while they take a timeout, we want to tell you about the good folks at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Leisure Lanes has futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night. And you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. And I think, I saw the officials show timeout, but it doesn't look like the Independence took one. So now we're back ready for play. Bowers will work from the shotgun from his own 12. Takes the snap. Pressure comes. Steps up in the pocket. Now they force him out of the pocket. He's on the move. And he throws the ball deep, and it is out of bounds. It is out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, let's see. The crowd does not like this call.
Well, another thing, too, Eric, the line of scrimmage was the 12. He may have passed the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
He definitely was past the line of scrimmage.
He's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
I mean, he's a whole foot out of bounds. And actually, I think this one, he was more out of bounds on this one than the other one. But Bowers could have passed the line of scrimmage because the line of scrimmage was the 12. He looked like he threw that from the 13 as we watched the video. So with 24 seconds remaining here in the half, this has been a long 1 minute.
Yeah, he's right on the line. That's real close.
Yeah. But clearly the receiver, when he caught it, he was way in the white. He was clearly out of bounds. And, the replay shows that. So it'll bring up a third down play.
And if you're Shady, your safety just needs to be back and no one deeper than you.
And they'll run the ball, and we got, guess what, another flag. Boy, we've had the laundry here in this first half.
Right now, this is like Independence is in the double bonus, or Shady's in the double bonus in basketball.
Yeah, it seems like we've shot about. It seems like we've shot about 40 foul shots in this first half, haven't we?
Yes.
There's a penalty that'll take them back to the 7. I think at this point, Eric, maybe you just take a knee and get in the locker room. And they're going back. They're back to the 7 with 23 seconds left in the half.
See, the safety, I think, for Shady is playing a little too close.
Bowers takes the snap.
Linksweiler
got some running room. He's up across the 20. He's out over the 30, breaks a tackle, crosses the 40. He's got a first down. He fumbles the ball out of bounds, but he picks up a first down all the way across midfield to the Shady 47-yard line.
Yeah, and this just right here is just the wheel to get just missed tackles and, well, you could say they have some breathing room now to run some offense.
Well, they can throw the ball to the end zone with 11 seconds left at the Shady 47. Bowers takes the snap. They flush him out of the pocket. He comes here to the near side. He throws the ball up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by a lineman at the 40-yard line, and that's the end of the first half of what was a wild and crazy first half. At the break here in Coal City, your score is Independence 35, Shady nothing. We'll take our 1 minute second quarter break, and we'll come back here at Coal City as you're watching Raleigh County football streaming live here on Video Productions.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! Incredible! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it!
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. Here at Independence High School, I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera, and Chris Farish doing stats. And Eric, as we recap the first half, before we do that, I want to tell you about the fine sponsors. First of all, Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night. You can dial them up, 253-7328. Also want to tell you about the fine folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Also want to tell you about Heather Cantling, Wayne Rhodes, the Edward Jones Financial Advisors. When you work hard for your money and you're ready to retire like me, you can turn to the team at Edward Jones Financial Advisors, Heather Cantling, 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. Also want to tell you about the fine folks at Cracker Barrel, delicious food in Beckley and in Princeton. And also the fine folks at Giovanni's Pizza with locations in Glendaniel and Leicester Square. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Well, Eric, 35-0, and seemed like that last minute of the first half took forever, didn't it?
Yeah, and it seems like both teams need to go in at halftime and really regroup and settle down. Far too many penalties in that last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah. It seemed like 5 penalties, 2 on Shady, 3 on Independence, and just not a very clean end to the half.
Well, we're going to settle down and regroup and take a break. When we come back on the other end of the break, we'll have Regina Thomas, our halftime guest, and we'll do it when we return as you're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School here in Coal City at the Massey Power halftime show. And at the break, Independence comfortably in front, leading Shady by the score of 35-0. Our halftime guest is Regina Thomas from what was the Women's Resource Center, now as away, and I know that's not a road game. So, Regina, I'm going to let you explain exactly what away is.
Okay, thank you, Maris. Yeah, it's been Women's Resource Center since like 1983, 84. So back in October 1st of 2021, the board had decided that they wanted to change the name to AWAY, advocating a way for adults and youth. Because any person, doesn't matter what letter of the alphabet that you identify as, if you are a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, we will advocate for you. All of our services are free and confidential. We have outreach offices in Summers, Raleigh, Fayette, Nicholas County. We are also one of the largest shelters in the state with a 36-bed shelter. So if you are in a crisis situation where you need to flee, from your abuser, you can call our crisis hotline at 304-255-2559, or of course, if it's a real emergency and you need law enforcement, you would call 911, and then you would come to our shelter and we would provide you with food, clothing, case management, and all that good stuff to help you get back on your feet from the abusive relationship.
And Regina, unfortunately, that is so true, and a lot of times that's closer to home than what we know. And when you're talking about abuse, that can happen anywhere from anybody's family in any income, and no matter where you live, no matter what your age is, none of that can happen to anybody, and that's such a real reality.
Oh, it is. It's definitely a health crisis, and you look at the statistics, and it's like 1 in 3 females are victims of abuse, and then 1 in 6 men. So it is like in our backyards, and it could be a family member, it could be a neighbor. We just don't know, but we just want the community to know that there are resources out there for them if they are victimized by any of those, whether it be domestic violence or sexual assault, which October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we're so excited to get out into the community and do some different activities. We are working with the Raleigh County High Schools, and we're going to be doing different activities in the schools, and then at the games, volleyball games, football games, things of that nature. But the one thing that I'm really, really excited about is our second annual Purple Halo Gala. It's going to be October the 26th at 6 p.m. at the historic Black Knight Country Club. It's going to be a masquerade-style gala. We're going to have a buffet dinner, drinks, and then our entertainment is going to be DJ Nabes with Purpose Entertainment, LLC. And you and I both know what a great entertainer he is. He's definitely been a DJ at both of our parties that we've had in the past.
He's done 3 of my birthday parties.
I know he's done at least 2 of mine. And then we also have a special guest, Angela Pye. She is from Florida. She was highly recommended by Christy Martin, who was our guest last year at the Purple Halo Gala. She's just going to talk about her story of being a survivor, and then she also works with and collaborates with the other, like law enforcement, DHHR, CPS, Child Protective Services, and things of that nature. So she's just going to show how, the community can come together and just, change the systemic and public attitudes toward domestic violence and sexual assault.
Well, that's great work that you and your team do, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward with the gala and all the other things you do, and look forward to seeing you out and about as Video Productions is proud to be a part of Raleigh County Athletics. You know, as we do these high school football games, girls and boys basketball, Video Productions is out through the community as you guys are, and it's great to partner with you guys.
Oh, thank you, definitely, most definitely. And I appreciate you giving me this platform to speak to the audience, to let them know, that the name has changed and that there are services out there. And again, these are free and they're confidential. So
yes,
thank you.
When they change to away, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's not a road game. There's Regina, one more time before we let you go, what that stands for.
Away. It's advocating a way for adults and youth.
All right. I think I can remember that. All right, Regina, we appreciate it, and thank you very much. At the break, as you can see the score there, Independence leading 35-0 here at the Massey halftime show. We'll take a break. When we come back, Eric will give you first half stats. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Productions.
Awesome.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. At the break, Independence in front 35-0. And Eric, you've got some of the numbers to let us know how it got that way.
Yeah, Independence was able to churn out 318 yards of total offense in that first half, 259 yards on the ground, and they're being led on the ground by Linksweiler. Tyler Linksweiler comes back from an injury. I think he went out in the first quarter of the Oak Hill game and, was a game-time decision. And, boy, he's shown up He has 11 carries, 117 yards, and 2 scores. Trey Bowers has 7 totes, 108 yards, and 2 scores as well. And Bradford has 6 totes on the ground for 28 yards to round out the rushing for Independence on the ground. And Trey Bowers through the air is 3 of 8 for 59 yards, 1 score and 1 interception. Leading and receiving for Independence is Atkins. Dalton Atkins has 1 catch for 39 yards, and it was a highlight reel catch to lead the Independence offense in receiving. So for Shady, it's been tough sledding, and this is the stat that will sum up the first half for Shady Spring. They have 88 total yards of offense. They have 100 yards net passing, but negative 12 on the ground. And you're talking 14 carries for a negative 12 yards.
Yeah, and
domination.
At the break, Independence leads 35-0. We'll take our final break, come back, get you ready for the second half. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia at Independence High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Chris Farish on stats, Jackie Moon on the camera. And Eric, we're about a minute and a half remaining before we start the second half. And what we thought was going to be a much more competitive game kind of got away from Shady early. Independence able to score with their defense. And then also, I think what turned the game around when it was 7-0, and Independence was able to hold Shady 4 plays from inside the 10-yard line, especially on that 4th down play from the 1.
Yeah, and they had 3 plays Shady did to get it in from, the 1-yard line, and that was a big momentum swing. I think at that point, was it just 14-0?
It was 7-0.
7-0, and it was going to be a tie ball game ends up 14-0, and then it was just an avalanche effect after that.
Well, after the 14-0, Shady fumbled the ensuing kickoff. It was 21. Independence able to score 2 touchdowns right after Shady didn't score on the goal line. Independence got 2 touchdowns just like that and took the lead to 21-0.
And that's what the powder keg was lit right then, and the offensive explosion just happened. And if you're Shady, you can look back on that sequence and say, look, we're right there toe-to-toe with them. Get a big play in the passing game, unable to punch it in. And right there, that's the difference in that first half.
And if you're Independence, of course, I'm sure Coach John Lilly's thinking of a lot of the mistakes that they made with the holding penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Yes.
If you're Independence, you want to clean that up in the second half.
You got to clean that up because it's one of those things because this team is preparing for another championship playoff run. You have to clean that up because when you get – this is no slight on Shady, but the better the competition, the less you can overcome mistakes like that, and those are drive killers.
Well, Eric, you and I said for 2 years we thought the lack thereof a kicker was going to hurt Independence, and it did really hurt them when they were runner-up 2 years ago and winning the state championship last year. But it did hurt them, I think, in that loss to Oak Hill because they did miss 2 extra points and ended up losing the game by 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, 28-27, the proof is in the pudding right there. You have to – you're at least playing for overtime, and a chance to win that game.
And I'm not saying that's why they lost.
We're not,
but
we're
it's
just
a big
saying
part. It's part of the equation as to why they lost.
3 sides of the, all 3 areas of facets of football, and special teams comes into play like when the competition's fairly even. But you take this show on the road to a Mingo Central, to a Bluefield, and the Bluefield back against the wall again. They it's a must-win again for them tomorrow, and you got a team that's going to be from here on out fighting its way to get back into the playoffs.
Yeah, and if Bluefield somehow is able to beat Beckley at home tomorrow, that really gives Bluefield a lot of confidence because look at the schedule Bluefield has played. They played Graham, which by West Virginia standards is up in class. They played Princeton, which is going to be a playoff team in AAA. They played Greenbrier East, and even though East hasn't won a game, they're AAA. And they're playing Beckley, which we both think is going to be a playoff team, and they're AAA.
Yes, I mean, that's just how it is. And, this Independence program is trying, like Coach Lilly said, we're trying to build that tradition, as it comes along. But once you get to a Bluefield level, that's the type of teams that they're going to have to start scheduling.
Yeah.
As far as like, if you look at Fairmont tonight, they're playing a Bridgeport at triple. They're going to have to sprinkle a couple, in future because a lot of these teams are not going to want to play, Independence because how powerful they're becoming.
And not only that, Eric, of course, next year we're going to have 4 classes.
Yes.
And you would think that the teams currently in AAA will stay in 4A.
Yeah.
And as we look, basketball's already had 4 classes now for a couple of years. So I got to think, and I don't know this to be fact, but I got to believe that the teams that currently play in AAA in basketball would be the same teams that would play AAA in football.
Yes, I would say that.
I would think so.
Yeah, you would think that for sure.
So that would keep Shady and Independence still both in AAA and still this county rivalry.
In the Fairmonts and
North Marion. Herbert Hoover. More so for football. Herbert Hoover hasn't had, even though they've made the state tournament in basketball, they've been more of a power in football than they have in basketball.
Matter of fact, the year that Shady Spring won the championship,
they beat Herbert Hoover.
They beat Herbert Hoover
in basketball.
Yes. On their title run.
So we're moments away getting the second half started as it will be Independence. They'll get the ball first. They lead in the ball game 35-0. Trey Bowers has 3 scores. He has an interception for a touchdown, and he has that big 70-yard run for a touchdown, and then he has a quarterback sneak. So he has scored from the quarterback position twice and then from his defensive position. And
then that just another feather in his cap because what people don't realize is Trey Bowers is a 2-time defensive All-Stater.
And Eric, as much as over the last couple of years that we've talked about Independence's offense, and rightfully so, because they've had Kennedy Award winners each of the last 2 years, the defense has set the tone, and that was the case tonight, getting that pick 6 to set the tone tonight.
And it did, and Shady came out, and if you remember in that first possession, they had a great first play, positive yards, moved the chains, penalty, then pick 6.
So we're ready to start the second half. Independence will get the ball first. They'll work left to right on your screen as we've got a beautiful night, beautiful clear night here in Coal City, West Virginia at Independence High School. 35-0 to lead, and we're ready to start the third quarter. Shady's got it teed up right there between the hashes, and we are just about ready to go. It's hard to believe, Eric, week number 4 of the high school season.
Time flies when you're having fun and you got football.
And we do have fun. Here comes the kick, and we're underway for the second half. It'll be returnable on a big hop there at the 5. Up to the 20, 25, nice return. 30, still not done yet, and plowed under there about the 31, 32. And, Eric, you're going to have to help me. I can't quite see the number of who that was on that return.
Yeah, and I think that is going to be for Independence. It's going to be Sims, Rashawn Sims, juking and jiving up to the 30.
And they'll put the ball down at the 32-yard line where Independence will set up shop, 1st and 10. Their first possession of the second half. So on first down, it'll be Bowers to bring him out. And it will be Connor Bradford in the backfield. Bradford, a transfer from Liberty. And he will get the quick toss to the far side. Bradford's got some running room. He's over the 40, got a first down, using his speed down the far sideline to the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, no flags. That's a one-play, 68-yard drive, a 68-yard touchdown from Connor Bradford. And just like that, Independence strikes and takes a 41-0 lead.
And just like that, that puts the third ball carrier for Independence in the 100-yard plus 100-yard spot right there as Bradford 7 carries for a cool 116.
Yeah, 68 yards on the run, and now they'll set up for the PAT. So the very first play to start the second half is the long touchdown run from Bradford. The extra point looks good, and it is. So your new score with 11:37 remaining in the third quarter is now Independence 42, Shady nothing. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Scoring recap, one play, 68 yards, and boy, Eric, it's just a soft toss to the far side, and nothing soft about that as Bradford was able to show his speed down the far sideline. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi. Nothing tastes better than an ice cold Pepsi.
Yeah, but what we see is the end result is Bradford getting out and off to the races. But at the point of attack, that was well blocked. You know, the tight end, the offensive line, and the wide receivers all picked up key blocks to pave the way for the Bradford score.
So Bradford won that one carry, a one-play drive. And, Eric, this is what we saw each of the last 2 years from Independence. We said efficient. They had a lot of 1- and 2-play, 3-play drives over the last couple of years.
Yes, and I need to correct myself. The stats, Bradford is 4 yards short of 100 yards. That will put him at 7 carries for 96 yards.
And he got, like I said, 68 on that one carry. So it'll be kickoff time for Independence, leading 42-0. And if you're Shady, I think you just forget about the score, Eric, and just try to make something happen on this drive as the ensuing kickoff will be on the near side. Romich will catch it like a shoestring catch, cross the 25 on the far side, turns the corner up over the 30, and a nice return as he gets out to the 35-yard line.
And Romich, he's a good-looking young ball player and was able to turn the corner, and he has no fear as he gets it and runs. Evan Romich, and he is, 5'8", 150-pound sophomore.
Yep. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Shady, their first possession of the second half. The ball right down at the 35-yard line. It'll be Brady Green, the quarterback. He'll lead them out. And it's been a tough night, though, for Shady trying to run the ball. And, Eric, that's what we said on top. For Shady to have really some kind of success, they had to have some kind of running game. They haven't had any.
And negative 12 yards is not getting it done and pretty much made them one-dimensional. But they've been able, as well, they're going to get a sack here.
Yeah. And, that's another thing, too. The sack yardage will also against their run total, and Green gets sacked on first down.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And Green came in with a negative 9 yards rushing. But most of this is not the sack total because the Independence has really owned the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, the Patriots have been winning the war up front as we're under 11 minutes for the third quarter. The ball back to their own 29, and it'll be second down in 16. Here's the shotgun snap. Green in trouble. They force him out of the pocket. He throws, and the ball is short hopped, and it'll be incomplete, and it'll be third down coming up.
Well, a good way to use his feet right there and step up, to elude the rush and almost deliver the strike, just short hopped it just a little bit.
So it'll bring 3rd and long coming up. Clock stops on the incompletion, 10:45 left, 3rd quarter. And Independence out to a 42-0 lead. So let's see what Shady will cook up on 3rd and long. And as Green has twin receivers to each side. Takes the shotgun snap. Throws across the middle. It's caught, and that'll be a 1st down out to the 40-yard line.
No, that's going to be short, man.
Short, I beg your pardon. Yeah, way short because they had to get out to the 45, so it's going to be 5 yards short.
Yeah, but it was a good throw, good strike right there. And I don't know, do you keep your offense on the field here?
And they are. That was easily that caught that pass. So 4th and 5, and I think they might go for it, or will they? Nope, looks like they're going to set up to punt. Maybe they want to go a hard count and try to draw Independence off sides and maybe try to keep the drive alive. 4th and 5 from their own 40. There's the snap and the kick. And that's just a low squibber, takes a Shady bounce, and will roll down to about the 20-yard line. Maybe shy of the 20, maybe the 21, and that's where Independence will take over. So Independence will take over on their own 21-yard line as they lead in the ball game, 42-0. They scored 35 in the first half and one play here in the second half, and they have this lead of 42-0. Well, Eric, next week you and I will be at Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. It'll be Beckley taking on Lincoln. We'll have that. That's a 7:30 kickoff at Van Meter Stadium. In 2 weeks, we might have to get an early start. We're going to be in West Side in 2 weeks.
So is that Lincoln County?
No, it's Lincoln County.
Okay.
Here's a running play for Independence. There's some running room out across the 25. Yeah, this is Lincoln County. That's,
AAA, yes, up north.
No, Lincoln County that's down toward Logan.
Yes, we did a
basketball
game there.
Yeah, down toward Chapmanville.
That's another story, but
yeah.
Lincoln County right now, it's wild that they would make 2 trips back-to-back to southern West Virginia, and they're at Oak Hill right now, and Oak Hill's up 35-0 in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, there's a 1st down run out to the 35 for Independence. Yeah, Eric, when Beckley used to be in the conference, Lincoln was a part of that conference, and you and I were broadcasting Beckley games at that time. We went to Lincoln for basketball, never had the pleasure of going to Lincoln for a football game.
Yes, never had the pleasure. I remember that trip that night. That's one of those nights
February,
in February, and we were able to ride the school bus.
Yeah.
Not another trip I would like to make.
No, I don't want to recall that whole. Here's a pass. It's caught. This is going to be another Independence touchdown.
Rashawn Sims on the reception.
Sims able to the slant, take it to the house, touchdown, and that will cover 65 yards. So Bowers, a 65-yard connection to Sims, and Independence has added yet another touchdown as we watch the replay here.
Yeah, just a perfect pitch and catch, just finding, soft spot in the zone and just
split the
race.
defenders. Yep.
Yes.
Split the defense and right up the middle for an easy touchdown to take the lead to 48-0. That's a three-play drive, 79 yards in 3 plays. As here comes the PAT. The hold is good, and the kick is also good. Your new score is now Independence 49, Shady nothing, 8:54 for the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back after this quick break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi. You can get an ice cold Pepsi when you go to Giovanni's. Mamma Mia! Me and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, had our pregame meal at Giovanni's. They have 2 locations. Glen Daniel, West Virginia, down Route 3, just right up from Liberty High School. And on your way to come out here to Independence High School at Leicester Square, the fine folks at Giovanni's, Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll definitely be Italian going out. Eric, that reminds me of a place right across from Wrigley Field that I went to this spring called Murphy's, and they always say, if you're not Irish going in, you'll definitely be Irish coming out. All right, it'll be kickoff time for Independence, and they have done a little bit of everything. Their defense has been good, their running game good, passing game, they just got to clean up some of their penalties. Here's a squib kick, and return is up over the 40. Nice return by Shady. out over the 45, out to about the 48-yard line.
Setting up with good field position once again.
So that's where Shady will set up shop, 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line. You know, Eric, we will have Independence, just thinking of future games, we'll have Independence with Westside here. We'll also have Independence on the road against Nicholas County toward the end of October.
Yeah, I think that's the October the 19th game.
19, 26, or
something like that.
Or something like that. I know I have that piece of paper here in front of me, and I'll get it here in a minute. But here is Brady Green, and he has a first down on their own 48-yard line. Green will keep it himself, trying to find running room. And, Eric, that play was so successful last week, just really hasn't – there's been no running room with that tonight.
Yeah, this is a different kind of beast with that read option right there with Independence and the way they get after it up front.
So that'll be no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. But, yeah, Eric, you know, the first ratings were out this week, and neither one of these teams were ranked. And, you know, I'd say, and I don't know this to be fact, maybe you can clarify, but I'd say going back at least 3 years, the first time that Independence probably wasn't in the top 16 of those ratings, at least the last 2.5 years.
I think they actually came in behind Shady, you know, then that's just on the point system.
Yep.
But this will be something.
Green to throw, the ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. But you're right, Eric. And one thing, too, of course, Shady, this is their 4th game, only the 3rd game for Independence.
Yes.
Because Independence only has 9 games.
9 games. But from here on out, you know, it's going to be, with that loss to Oak Hill, Independence has to pretty much run the table. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be tough maybe to host.
Well, the thing is, there's 2 big games on the road that we talked about it at Bluefield and at Mingo Central. And if they were to get both of those, or if they just split them, I don't know if 7-2 would get them as a host. If they were able to win the remainder of their games and go 8-1, I think they would definitely get maybe at least 2 home games.
Yes, exactly. But, hey, it's out there right in front of them for the taking.
So here comes 3rd down. 3rd and 10 for Shady. Here comes the pressure. Green to throw, going on the far sideline, and it's incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And Brady Green, he's toughed it out. You know, even in the shotgun, Independence is able to get pressure. And Brady Green is taking some hits, but big kid, tough kid, and he stayed in there, and he's trying to deliver some strikes and just not going well for him tonight.
Our nice friend from Window World, Miss Leanna Burdette, down at Liberty tonight, sent me a text and let me know that Liberty is in front of Sherman 18-16 in the 3rd quarter. And I had made a comment, that's Miss Liberty, when her commercial came on, and I told you she must have been listening. She sent me a text to update me. How about that?
And it's good because I'm looking at the scoreboard, and there's still no update on the scoreboard.
There's a punt, and it'll go inside the 10. It'll roll down inside the 5, and it'll roll all the way to the 1-yard line. What a great punt that time by Shady.
Punt is down at the 1-foot line.
So that's where Independence will take over.
Well, Independence has Shady right where they want them because it's been big play after big play every time they've been pinned inside their own 10-yard line.
So Shady will Independence will take over on their own 1-yard line. And, Eric, this is about as far in your own territory as you can get without being in your own end zone, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Look for them to probably get up and hand it to maybe quarterback sneak, give it a little breathing room.
7:55 for the 3rd. Bauer up under center. Got plenty of time on the play clock from his own 1-yard line. Pretty much all the Independence players line up in their own end zone, and they just do try to plow ahead. And they got a nice gain, at least give them a little bit of breathing room, a couple yards out to the 3 maybe.
Shady has the football. They're saying it was a turnover.
And the officials are saying that that's the case. They're saying there's a fumble.
Let's see. It was just too muddled to see what was going on. Maybe no whistle, and they stripped him.
Yeah, maybe they stripped him.
Well, right here. No, the ball was out.
So Independence turns it over, and Shady takes over. It will be 1st and goal for Shady at the 2-yard line.
Well, we've seen this before. In the first quarter, 7-0 Independence, and Shady had the ball at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they got down to the 1, and then they got sacked. They lost a yard, and on 4th down was from the 2. So they're from the 2 now. And Green out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll throw the ball, and it's incomplete. That was almost intercepted. And a late flag comes in, I believe. Did I see a flag come in? Or
no,
was that
I just think that was a
maybe
shoe.
it's a football or a shoe. I saw something come across there. And it'll be incomplete. It'll be second down. Second and goal from the 2-yard line for Shady. Clock stops on the incompletion. 7:38 left in the third quarter.
And you're right. That was almost the Shady receiver didn't catch it, and it was almost into the arms of the Independence defender.
Independence jumps. They'll move the ball to the 1, half the distance. And that's another penalty by Independence. So they'll move the ball to the 1-yard line, half the distance. It'll be second and goal. 7:38 left third quarter. 49-0 is the Independence lead. And let's see what Shady will dial up here. They still work from the shotgun, though, Eric, instead of going under center. Green to take the snap. It's a handoff. That's Davis. He dives in, and he's into the end zone for a Shady touchdown. So Gavin Davis able to score from a yard out. Shady got the turnover, and it's probably going to be their shortest drive of the year, a 2-play, 2-yard drive.
Yes.
And Davis will finish the drive with a 1-yard touchdown.
And after the turnover, it's good to see something positive for this Shady team, man. They've worked hard. You know, a lot of season left. You can't – if you're Shady, you're just working in the second half to get some positive momentum and to take it to the next game.
Shamlin in, trying to add on the extra point. The kick is up, and I think we have a flag as the extra point is no good. I guess we don't have a flag. I saw the official coming in, but the point is no good. So your new score is now Independence 49, Shady 6. We'll be right back after a quick break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes as good as a ice-cold Pepsi. By the way, you can get Pepsi at Cracker Barrel as well. The fine folks at Cracker Barrel, locations in Princeton and Beckley. Love me some pigs, sausage, bacon. The fine folks at the Old Country Store at Cracker Barrel. Also, tonight's game being brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up your Amana dealer, the fine folks at Indoor Air, at 304-890-2212. And also want to tell you about the fine folks at Edward Jones. Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley, 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes, 304-253-7335. Well, Eric, Shady now on the board. The extra point was missed, 49-6, and here comes the kickoff.
Yeah, and this is the possession here defensively. If you're Shady, you got a little momentum, and if you can get something going defensively, maybe put another drive together and get some more points on the board.
That ball will bounce high at the 15. It'll be caught at the 12. Here comes the kick return here to the near side. Good run across the 30, over the 40, down the sideline. This is going to go for a touchdown. Down the near sideline, a kickoff return for an Independence touchdown. No penalty flags.
Taylor Dove.
And that was Nelson, right?
I think that was Taylor Dove, number 17.
Check that out. I couldn't tell if that was 12 or 17.
Yes, it was a nice move as Dove does a good job. Great blocking on the outside, but right here, once he gets to the edge, Maris, it's some speed right here.
Yeah, it's just so hard to see those numbers. The blue number on the gray jersey, and that is 17, not 12, I beg your pardon. And that's swooping in like a dove as Dove goes down the near sideline for an Independence touchdown. And we'll have to get exactly the how long that kick return was. And I'll have to go back and look at the replay as the extra point is up and good. And your new score is Independence now 55 and Shady 6. Maybe we can check out that replay again, Eric, so I can see how long that return was.
And that's one of those plays that'll get you some playing time right there, you know.
We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Hilton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Hilton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we're back here at Coal City, and we're going to see if we can get that replay.
He received it at the 25.
75
yarder.
Right down the nearest sideline and into the end zone for a touchdown. 55-6, the Independence lead. And now we'll kick the ball back off to Shady. But now, Eric, we've seen Independence score with special teams, their offense, their defense. They've scored a little bit every which way.
Hey, from all sides. The only thing that hasn't been clean tonight are the penalties on the Independence side.
Here's the ensuing kickoff. Big hop. Shady takes it there and falls forward. They'll have the ball shy of the 35, where this possession will start for the Tigers. 1st and 10. They'll put the ball down, let's see, to be at the 33, maybe the 34. And let's see where they put it down at, the 34. Eric, see if you got some more scores as they put the ball at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, right now up in Parkersburg, the Metro News game of the week, or National Guard game of the week, Marison. Parkersburg holding on to a 27-21 lead over Parkersburg South.
Yeah, that's a couple of real heavyweights right there, both undefeated coming into the game.
Heavyweight battle going into that, and in Spring Valley is really trying to keep their playoff chances alive. They're up 28-10 at Hurricane right now.
And that, if they hang on, that'd be a huge win for Spring Valley. 1st and 10 for Brady Green and the Tigers. Green to throw, got a man open in the flat. It's caught across the 40, 45, and out of bounds on the far side to Jalen Bailey, and that'll be a Shady first down.
And that's Jalen Bailey's second catch of the game. Real good-looking athlete right there. They've been able to run this little out route right here, and I think it's something they should stick with. They completed it to the tight end, and Bailey, and a couple of times to, I think, Easley. For Nathan Easley has caught a couple of big passes.
That'll be a 12-yard pickup. That'll move the chains in a first down. 55-6, Independence has the lead. We're just under 7 minutes for the third quarter. 1st and 10, Shady on their own 45-yard line.
Well, out here on the edge, you have man coverage, and safety is walking up. I'm trying to throw it deep right here.
Independence jumps off sides, and that'll cost them 5, and they'll move the ball up 5 yards, as that'll cost Independence 5 yards. So it should make it 1st and 5 here. Move the ball up to midfield. And actually, they're going to say that Shady moved and cost Shady the 5 yards. I thought Independence jumped into the neutral zone. So they back the ball up to the 40-yard line and make it 1st and 15.
First down and 15.
As D. Hypes comes out of the game for Independence right here.
But one thing on both sides of the ball, Eric, from both teams, we've had more than our share of penalties here tonight.
Yes, it's the first quarter was played pretty clean, but through the second quarter and now, there's been nothing but penalties. A lot of flags, a lot of hankies on the ground.
1st and 15 for Shady. Be a running play to Davis, and there's just no running room there. And he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So it'll bring up a second down. And they're going to say no gain. 2nd 15 on their own 40-yard line. The clock moving, 6.5 to go third quarter. 56-6. I think I said 55-6. It's 56-6. I think we need to change that to 56-6. I beg your pardon. I made that mistake.
That's that Notre Dame math right there.
Yeah. And there's a sack, and there's another penalty flag. So this flag was downfield, Eric, as Green gets sacked. And
they're going to call interference on, I think, Sims, as he tugged on the jersey of the wide receiver coming out of his break. But that's one of those penalties where you have to pay attention if you're the defensive back, because clearly a sack, no need to tug on the jersey of the receiver.
And you're right, that's a big penalty all the way out to midfield.
And a lot of people say, well, why would you call that? You call it because it's a penalty.
Well, that's it. You call it because he did it.
He did it. It's a penalty.
That's like if If a policeman catches you speeding and the speed limit is 70 and you're going 75, they're like, well, why would you do that? Because you're speeding.
Because you're speeding. Yeah, and that's still not enough for a first down.
No, it'll be second down. They've got to get to the 45, second and 5. Green will throw short to the far side. It's caught, and it'll be run out of bounds over on the far side easily. So it's going to bring up third and short coming up for Shady.
See, finally some of the plays that I think that could have been called, but once you got behind, you go with what you're doing. But you needs to be some quick hitters like that. You're not going to run. You need to use the pass to somewhat help your running game. What I mean by that is quick hitters, extension of your running game, just quick hitters and getting the ball out fast.
So it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up for Shady at the Independence 47. The clock stopped because the receiver went out of bounds at the 5:45 mark of the 3rd quarter. 56-6 Independence in front. And Green with the shotgun snap to throw. Pressure comes. And he throws. It's a first down, and they'll move the chains down to about the 37, maybe the 36-yard line of the Patriots. 37-yard lines where they'll put it down at.
Hey, I'm going to talk up Jalen Bailey a little bit because, not big in stature, 5'9", 150-pounder, but he plays tough. He's catching balls in the middle of the field where he knows he's going to take, some shots, and he's been able to hang on to the ball and move the sticks.
Yeah, that's a 10-yard completion down to the Independence 37-yard line.
And a good job by Brady Green that time, Maris, keeping the play alive. He's been under duress the whole game, from the time, even in the shotgun, and that's saying something. You're getting back, 5-6 yards out off the ball?
Yep, coming up on the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Green takes the shotgun snap, throws in the flat to the far side, and they can't make the connection, and it'll be incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that ball was there for the taking, just a little of an errant throw right there.
If you're looking ahead as far as these two teams are concerned, for Shady next week, after having 3 home games, Eric, this is the first of 4 straight away games. And, of course, here at Independence tonight, they've got to go to Pikeview, which is winnable. It's going to be tough at Greenbrier West and a tough trip at Man, but that's a winnable game for Shady.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look on the flip side for Independence, they've got 2 really big road games after this one at Mingo Central next week and Bluefield in 2 weeks. Here's Green to throw. They chase him out of the pocket. He's going to throw the ball away. There's just nobody open, and he had defenders all up in his face.
And go back to that Independence schedule, as you're running down through it, as you said, they go to Mingo Central, then to Bluefield. West Side home, and the Hillbillies do come to town as we thought.
And the game we talked about is October the 20th.
Okay.
When Nicholas we will County. Be up in Summersville for the Nicholas County game. So it comes up a 4th down play for Shady. Or is it third down. So, they're still, even though obviously this is not the result that Shady wanted, there's still a lot of everything is still in front of them.
Yeah, and with this veteran coaching staff that of Shady Spring, you don't let the losses turn into 2 losses. You don't want this to snowball into another, and I think this team will, get back to business, get back to work, and look for them. Hey, they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
As Green went deep, no one home there, so it'll bring up 4th down. It'll be 4th and 10 for Shady at the Independence 37-yard line. And of course, if the score stays as it is over the next 4:51, we'll have a running 4th quarter clock by the rules that they have. When one team's ahead of another by 35 or more, they run the clock straight through in the 4th quarter.
Yes, and that with 4:42 to go, unless Shady's able to get something going here, Independence will get the ball back in good field position again.
Yeah. 4th and 10. Here's the shotgun snap to Green. Steps in the pocket, got a man down the seam, and it's dropped. That ball was a well-thrown ball by Green, and it hit Knoblet right there in the hands, and he couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, two seam routes right here, 2 goals, and he threw it to the right receiver, hit him right in the hands.
Yeah, he just dropped
couldn't hang on.
Yep. So on downs, Independence will take over on their own 37-yard line. And now, Eric, I think if you're Coach Lilly, it comes to the time now when you may start subbing in some players.
Well, here's the thing, though. They only have 9 games, Maris, coming off a bye and a loss. You still have some things to fine-tune, so I really think you play through at least this whole quarter with your guys.
So it will be a quick pitch here to the near sideline. There's a run over the 40, 45 midfield, ran out of bounds. Good hard run, and we got a flag as that was Connor Bradford, and we might have a late hit on Shady. There's been a lot of jawing and talking back and forth. A good hard run here on the near sideline as we watch the replay.
Yeah, this is just, unfortunate. I don't think it was anything malicious, but, Bradford's still giving the business.
He's out right there, and then that extra little push right there.
And I think it wasn't on one. It was on another Shady player. But
well, let's see what they're going to do. And I think they'll tack 15 on to the end of the run, and that's what they'll do because Bradford was clearly out of bounds when that last
you just got to know when to hold up.
Yep. So after the run, and then you tack the 15 on, the ball's going to be down inside the 35, and it's going to be all the way down to the Shady 34-yard line. So just like that, on one play, you go from your own 37 to the Shady 34-yard line.
And that's the way it's been with the movement of the ball and all these extra 15 tacked on, and now Independence is sitting in the driver's seat again.
4.5 to go in the third quarter. Here's a pass out to the far side. The connection's made. A little wide receiver screen, and Shady defends that pretty good. And that's a very short gain.
Bowers to Silas Nelson.
Yes, Bowers goes to Nelson on the far side.
No gain on the play.
Liberty up 24. I beg your pardon. Sherman is now taking a 24-18 lead over Liberty. They're almost at the end of the third quarter.
Well, that's a good back and forth matchup down the road here.
Yeah, Sherman trying to spoil the homecoming of Liberty. And, boy, they had a nice parade down in Glen Daniel down by the high school there yesterday. And beautiful night to have homecoming. This has been a gorgeous night for football. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Independence at the Shady 34. Bauer still out of the gun. Power here to the near side. And Bowers drops the ball, was going to have a quick pitch. And that's one thing with the turf. It bounces right back to him, and he runs out of bounds. He might have gained maybe a yard or two, not much.
That was just one of those where Bowers was unable to handle the snap, but knows where the play is going, and that's the first thing you do is just pick it up and go where the play is supposed to be run.
He was able to gain 2 yards on, actually 3 yards, down to the Shady 31-yard line to bring up 3rd and 7 coming up for the Patriots. Clock stopped, 3:28 left third quarter as Bowers ran out of bounds here on the near sideline. They'll run twins to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Bowers waits on the shotgun snap. It's a running play. Bradford up inside, got a big hole. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Independence. That was a huge hole right up the middle, and Connor Bradford able to go 31 yards for the Independence touchdown.
And that's his second touchdown of the quarter as he opened up the second half scoring with a 68-yard touchdown and 31-yard scamper to the pay dirt.
Yeah, that's almost 100 yards right there on 2 carries. And that was a 4-play, 63-yard drive. The last 31 by Bradford right up the middle. The extra point is up and good. And your new score with 3:19 left in the third quarter is Independence 62. 63, that is. 63-6. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Independence goes 63 yards in 4 plays. You get a 31-yard touchdown run from Connor Bradford, the PAT good. 63-6 is the Independence lead with 3:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Want to tell you about the good folks from Indoor Air. Indoor Air, your Amana dealer, is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good people at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Also want to tell you about the fine phones at Edward Jones. Edward Jones Professionals. You can call Heather Cantley or Wayne Rhodes. Heather Cantley, 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes, 304-253-7335. Here comes the ensuing kickoff as Independence set to kick it off. and it'll be caught inside the 15. Bailey. And they hem him in, and he's going to be shy of the 25. They'll get him down about the 24-yard line. So that's where Shady will start this drive, Eric.
Yeah, just good kick coverage right there by Independence. And, you know, everything's clicking tonight except for their penalties, and that's one thing you can clean up. And they're going to have to moving forward, I'm thinking.
Well, you know, Eric, as the clock is now running, and I'm not sure why I'd be running now. I thought you had to wait till the fourth quarter.
No, I think they all signaled up to
signal to keep it running.
Yes.
But, Eric, this will be now, you and I have covered this Shady Independence Raleigh 4 straight games, and this is the 4th straight game where Independence has scored 50 or more on Shady in these 4 straight games.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the, correct me if I'm wrong, the first time that Shady has scored in 3, right?
Yeah, because they shut them out last year over at Shady's Green Slides up to the 30. They shut them out in the playoff game, and I think maybe they scored 7. Maybe
no, they scored 7
73 to 7 in the playoff game.
Yes. But the 2 regular season
last
games.
year was a shutout at Shady, I think 53 to nothing, I believe it was. So where Green started his slide at the 29, he got 5, and they'll continue to run the clock through as we're under 2 minutes here for the third quarter. Green on his own 29, takes the shotgun snap, hands the ball to Rummage to the far side. He's got a first down and more. He's up over the 40 and gets out to about the 43, maybe the 44, depending on where they put him down at.
Evan Hummage with the carry.
I think they're going to
43-yard lines where they put him down at.
Shady Springs off the 43-yard line.
So out to the 43 as the clock continues to run. Coming up on 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. So we'll have a running clock the rest of the way. Independence jumped out 21-0. They led 35-0 at the break. They've never really looked back. They scored on the very first play of the second half. As Green takes the snap, it's going to be a running play. Ramage trying to get to the near side, and he's thrown out of bounds. And it'll be a very minimal gain. Maybe a yard.
Maybe a yard.
Maybe a yard. And maybe no gain.
No gain on the play.
No gain.
Second down and 10.
And they did stop the clock there from going out when he went out of bounds. So it'll be a second down play for Shady on their own 43-yard line. With 36.4 seconds left here in the third quarter. So we'll see what Green will dial up on second down. Takes the shotgun snap. The pressure comes. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked right there about the 40-yard line. So down he goes.
Yeah, and this is the point in the game where, I don't know, starting the fourth quarter, maybe both of these teams. Well, you see Independence is subbing pretty freely now. I think if I was Shady, I might want to get some people in and not take a chance on the injury moving forward.
Well,
because
the injury, and of course you don't want all this other extra curriculum that we've seen a lot through this game tonight. You don't want that.
It could rise up real quick, yeah.
Nobody wants that. Both teams want to get out here unscathed, injury-free. I mean, the game's long been decided. Independence going to win the game. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So at the end of 3, your score, Independence 63, Shady 6. We'll be back after this 1 minute break. We're streaming live here on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
Welcome back to Coal City for the final quarter with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, and it's a third down play for Shady as we start the fourth quarter here. Here's a pass play. Bailey makes the catch, crosses the 40, got some running room, makes a guy miss, a nice nifty move, and he spins out around midfield, and he's going to come up just a little short of the first down.
And at that play, I think they can show him on film, he probably had the first down had he kept running straight. He juked himself back 3 yards, and that put him in this fourth down position. But that's just a kid just trying to make a play right there. But once he made the catch and cut it up, you have to try to get to the sticks.
So it's going to bring up a fourth down play right at midfield for Shady. They need about 3 yards on this fourth down play. Green to throw, throws near side. It's caught. First down inside the 40 and more, and ran out of bounds around the 30-yard line. And that's Gabe Noblet, the big tight end. They'll put him down right at the Independence 30.
And Gabe Noblet, as far as the games goes, he's had a good game, on the receiving yards. He's only dropped one pass that I can remember, and it probably was a pass for a touchdown.
That little seam route, he dropped that.
Other than that, he's been a factor as far as offensively, for Shady as any.
The clock continues to run, 10.5 to go in the game, 63-6 the lead for Independence. It'll be a first down for Shady at the Patriot 30-yard line. Green from the shotgun. Takes the shotgun snap. It's a running play up inside Ramage, and he's got 5, maybe 6 down inside the 25 to the Independence 24.
Yeah, Ramage looks like a good little running back.
So down to the Patriots. They put him down at the 25. They give him 5 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Getting ready to go under 10 minutes for the ball game. This has been the home opener for Independence. Here's Ramage again, and that's going to go nowhere. And that might lose a yard. Actually might lose a couple back to the 27-yard line. Going to bring up third down.
Loss of a yard on the play.
They'll say a 1-yard loss to the 26-yard line. Of course, for Independence, Eric, we talked about it. They've got 2 really difficult road games coming up at Mingo Central and at Bluefield over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a score on that Mingo Central game.
Here's Green, takes the shotgun snap, steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run. He's inside the 20, and he slides there down about the 19. That'll be enough for a new package of downs and a first down for Shady.
And I like what I see out of Green right there. No need to take unnecessary hits, get you some positive yards, and get down.
Yeah, you're going to check on the Mingo Central score. That's who Independence, will get next week. They'll get Bluefield in 2 weeks. Of course, Bluefield plays Beckley tomorrow afternoon.
So, and Mingo Central was at Man, correct?
That is correct. And here's Green with the shotgun snap. They're going to run the ball to Ramage here to the near side. He cuts up inside. He spins down inside the 15. He's not done yet. Breaks a tackle to the 5 and dragged down inside the 5. That's a good hard run by Ramage. And that should be enough for a Shady first down.
So in the fourth quarter, Mingo Central's on the road at Man, and it's a shutout right now, 28-0, Mingo Central.
Yeah, Coach Lilly had told me that he had watched Oak Hill and Mingo Central scrimmage, and he was very impressed with both teams. Of course, Oak Hill beat Independence 2 weeks ago, and he'll get Mingo Central on the road next week, and then Bluefield in 2 weeks. So from the 3-yard line, it'll be first and goal for Shady. This drive started way back on their 24-yard line. This will be the 11th play of the drive. 7:50 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Green will hand the ball off to Ramage, and he's trying to fight his way to the goal line, and he might be down to the 2-yard line maybe. That's tough sledding up in there.
Well, here's a score of interest right here for me. I've been watching a team, following their scores. The Scott Skyhawks, Maris, they might have something cooking down there in Madison. they are hosting Point Pleasant, and Point Pleasant has a win over a AAA, Greenbrier East.
Yeah.
The score is 54-6, Scott, in the fourth quarter.
And Scott beat Herbert Hoover in the first week. Of course, Herbert Hoover was a runner-up last year.
So the Skyhawks might have something cooking down there.
Actually, I think when you look at the three classes, I think AA, where you've got probably more contenders than the other two classes.
The AA.
Yeah. There's going to be a loss on that play.
Two suspects that I think will meet in AAA, Huntington and depends on how they fall in the bracket, Huntington and Martinsburg.
And you might throw Parkersburg South in there, maybe.
Yeah,
but you're right.
But I saw a good Parkersburg team, South team last year get throttled by Huntington, which returning pretty much their whole squad intact. But anything can happen. But those are my two front runners. And then in single A, you're going to go
James Monroe's in the
Williamstown,
mix.
James
Monroe's in the mix.
And I'm going to throw my wild card in there. Greenbrier West could give some people some trouble.
But in AA, you could probably name half the field, eight
teams.
If 16 make it, I think 8 would have a legitimate chance maybe to win it.
And it's going to be a great field of playoff teams.
Independence will, and I still think that Herbert Hoover's going to make the playoffs.
Because they have a good dynamic quarterback.
Fairmont and North Marion. As you mentioned, Scott. Nitro is now a player.
In it.
In AA. That's 6. And I may have left Mingo Central. And I'm sure there's somebody else. I apologize. I don't want to leave Bluefield out.
Oh, yeah,
because Bluefield might sneak in, and that could be one of those teams that finish 15 or 14 who you don't want to play in the first round.
We saw en route to the championship last year that the closest game that the Independents had in the playoffs was against Bluefield.
And I don't think Roane County maybe could win it, but they could.
Roane County.
I don't know if they would be contenders. The pass into the end zone, there's a penalty flag. It's caught for a touchdown, and I think they'll get Independence for pass interference, and I think the play is going to stand. But Roane County, I don't know if they'll win it, but they can make it tougher on somebody.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's that's something I will agree with you on, and a good pitch and catch right there. Good. Brady throws a strike to Bailey.
And
Brady Green to Bailey.
And waiting for the official to indicate. I think it's going to be pass interference on Independence, and the result of the play will count. Now, at least, wait a minute. The flag came out as the ball was delivered into the end zone, which was caught which is a apparent Shady touchdown. There's the call, pass interference, and should be the result of the play is a touchdown. And that's how you and I saw it, and that's the case. And that takes it to 63-12. So that, Eric, was a 13-play, 76-yard drive.
Yeah, nice methodical drive right there against as Independence has, emptied his bench, giving the younger players some playing time.
And Sherman, there's the extra point, is no good. Sherman is in front of Liberty with 3:23 left in the game, 32-24. As we'll take a quick break here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Welcome back to Coal City, West Virginia. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Shady, Eric, well, that's a nice long drive. 13 plays, 76 yards. And they get the touchdown pass for Brady Green. And they don't convert on the extra point, and Independence leads 63-12.
Yeah, good execution of the offense. And that's something positive, for this team to take into practice next week. And this is one of these where you just take the tape and you bury, game ball and bury it in the backyard. Don't watch it the rest of the year or any time, and just move on to the next game.
Well, you look at Shady after tonight, they're going to be 2-2. So there's 6 games left. You figure they're going to be favored, and I think in every one of the remaining games except one. I think they're favored against Pikeview, Man, Wyoming East, Ripley, and Liberty, and they'll be an underdog at Greenbrier West. Do you agree with that?
You go to Charmco, that's a tough place to play. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. And no slight against the other teams, but Man's a single A school.
And Ripley, being a AAA,
but
I think
they have battles.
At home, that's a game Shady, I think, could win.
Yes.
So we're ready to kick the ball off. Apparently there was a penalty on the extra point. And Shady will kick off from the Independence 45.
Oh, you mean there was a flag?
Imagine that.
Was there a flag in this?
Well, you know what? Honestly, there's been so many of them.
We should just leave the flag graphic up there.
Eric, what I was going to say, when they drew the flag, I don't think they ever picked it up.
Just leave the flag graphic up there for the rest of the game.
Probably got an onside kick coming here, 5.5 to go, 63-12. I didn't actually see what the penalty was. But it was on Independence and a 15-yard variety, so that's why.
This game reminds me of the time we were watching some NFL action, and you had that yellow flag throwing it around.
I threw it around a lot, didn't I? Here comes the kickoff, and they're going to just kick it out of the end zone. That'll be a touchback and come back out to the 20-yard line.
Hey, you know why they kicked it out of the end zone? Taylor Dove, the deadly Taylor Dove, was back there ready to take another one to the house.
Well, hey, what they say, Eric, when doves fly, right?
Hey.
And he flew on that kickoff return for a touchdown. So it'll be Independence on their own 20-yard line. And, you know, that's one thing about it. You know, your Independence, when you score the amount of points that they do, Eric, you want to make sure you spread the wealth around, get a lot of kids involved in
Yeah, you know, and that was, you know, Taylor Dove was just inserted, you know, into the game. And you got to make plays. When your number is called, hey, you got to ball when you get the call.
And that's right. Here's a running play for Independence. That's a first down out over the 30. And let's see who we got there, Eric. You're going to need to break out the roster.
Lucas Waddell with the carry.
If I can lean on you for a minute, Eric, to get the roster.
First down on the play.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. You have a distraction in the booth tonight.
That's Lucas Waddell on the run, out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and Lucas Waddell, if you remember, in the first game against Liberty, he was able to score.
Yep.
Good-looking little back.
So it'll be a first down for the Patriots. As the clock running, getting ready to go up under 4 minutes by the time they snap the ball here on their own 33-yard line. They also have there's a flag. Imagine that. And it's a false start on Independence as we have a new quarterback into the ball game.
Hey, I think our producer's flag button is stuck. Was there another flag? I think it's going to be a false start.
And, you know, Eric, I'm trying to look not off the monitor. I'm trying to see who the new quarterback is for Independence. And if you'll flip that page over. And let's see who the new quarterback is. That's what it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like number 3 out there.
Let me see.
But like I said, it's just hard to see the number of that navy blue on that gray.
Yeah, it's definitely Micah Cuthbert maybe.
So Cuthbert is the backup quarterback into the ball game now. 3:20 for the game. Here's a running play. And that's a nice run there. Guess what, folks? Another penalty flag.
Lucas Waddell with the carry. Flag on the play.
So we'll wait and sort this out. And that came on the far sideline. And the clock is continuing to run, which it should in this situation. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. You know, I'm guessing, and I don't think we have a count of how many penalties were actually accepted. But between the two teams, no question, it'll be double digits.
Double digits easy. Double digits
and that
easy.
penalty will go against Independence. They'll mark the ball back inside the 25, back to the 23-yard line. 2.5 and counting. So that's another penalty, back-to-back penalties.
First and 15.
Have some finals rolling in.
And we'll get to those finals after this play. Now they back the ball back up to the 21-yard line. So it'll be a first down play for Independence on their own 21. They've got to get out over the 40 for a first down. They run the ball up inside, and there's a nice run. And once again, I can't see the number. And Eric, we're going to have to lean on you for some help there to see who carried the ball that time.
It's going to be Waddell again. I think he's in for the rest of this quarter probably.
Yeah, for the ball game here. Let's see if you got some more scores.
Okay, so we talked about how competitive the Double A is. We left off a name. Chapmanville says, not so fast, my friends.
Fast, yep.
They go to Nitro and hand Nitro their first loss, 36-28.
Wow, big win for Chapmanville on the road. Here comes the second down play for the Independence Patriots. Probably only got a couple more plays left in this game as Waddell will get the carry, get to the edge, and guess what we got? 2 more flags thrown. I think we're going to have a record of penalty flags in this game.
Yes. And continuing with Double A, Hedgesville, number 15 AAA team came on the road to Herbert Hoover, and they're losing at the moment 41-15.
And, you know, Eric, as you know a lot of these the guys on this crew as well as I do. And these are really good officials, but they're probably going to have a sore arm or elbow tomorrow from reaching in their pocket and like they're cast like they're fishing from all them flags they've been throwing.
I think they're going to have to, go get some rehabilitation for their rotator cuff throw.
They're going to need an ice cold Pepsi is what they're going to need.
Yeah, something blue in their hand.
Yeah.
To ice, put the Pepsi on their rotator cuff.
Penalty goes back inside the 15-yard line, but one thing, and as good officials will tell you, they don't like to call fouls in basketball, penalties in football, but if you do it, you have to call it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the snap. This is probably the last play of the game. And I would think that it would be an Independence. That will be the final play of the game. Independence will win the game 63-12. Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up here after we get our fourth quarter breaks in, as the final score will be Shady falling to Independence. The final score, Independence wins the game 63-12. Independence will now go to 2-1. Shady will now fall to 2-2.
Yep.
So we'll take our fourth quarter break, come back, and on the other side of the 2-minute break will be the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show, streaming live here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
And we welcome you back to the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Final score, Independence defeats Shady by the score of 63-12. So Independence, Eric, after falling to Oak Hill 2 weeks ago and having a bye week last week, they get back in the win column. They go to 2-1. Shady now through 4 games is 500, 2-2.
Yeah, and both of these teams, we're here moving forward. Independence just, got a win, got that bad taste out of their mouth from that loss with Oak Hill, but these next 2 weeks are pivotal in their playoff hopes, of hosting a game.
And, Eric, is good over the last couple of years and even tonight and even in the preseason, as we've seen Independence be offensively. What set the tone tonight, I thought, was the defense when Trey Bowers got that first touchdown with an interception and a pick six.
Yeah.
And that seemed like that set everything up.
It really did set the tone because actually with one positive play that moved the sticks for Shady, that really gave them a little momentum, and then they had the penalty, and right after that, it made the down and distance, and Trey Bowers was able to capitalize and really never looked back after that.
And then
play.
the defense, when they had that, Shady had the ball at the 1 on 3rd down. They held them, pushed them back to the 2. They went for it on 4th down. They held them, and then they have a 97-yard drive, which was also the Trey Bowers 70-yard touchdown run on that drive.
Yeah, and in that sequence, Shady was able to get a little momentum, only being down 7-0. Picked up, I think it was like a 2nd and 8. They complete a 67-yard pass to get into the red zone, and Independence to hold them on downs. They really showed their defense, really showed that they could keep Shady, out of the end zone. And I think after that, it was just over.
It went to 14-0. Then Shady fumbles the ensuing kickoff. Independence in the end zone, 21-0. And for more or less, the game seemed like it was over at that point.
Yeah, and I think Independence, and I think I stated during that part that Independence was like a shark, with blood in the water. They really capitalized. Only negative take back I have from that first half in the rest of the game was the penalties. A lot of them were a little bit of nonsense, the personal fouls. You can clean that up.
All right, we're going to take our first post-game break. When we come back on the other end of the break, Eric will have the numbers for you. As the main number is Independence 63, Shady 12. We'll be right back here from the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, streaming here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing! You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. Before Eric gives you the totals, Eric, just want to update you that they're going to overtime down at Glen Daniel, Sherman, and Liberty in a 32-32 tie as they get ready to play overtime. Well, Eric, the main number is Independence 63, Shady 12, but you have the numbers that will tell the tale of how it got to be 63-12.
Yeah, and the number you need to know is 533 yards of offense for Independence. 409 yards on the ground as they were able to churn up big play after big play. And Bradford leads the way with 10 carries, 150 yards. And Tyler Linksweiler didn't play the whole third and fourth quarter, and he had 11 totes for 117 yards. And Trey Bowers, Mr. Everything tonight, 8 carries, 111 yards, 2 scores. And he led them in passing, 5 of 10, 124 yards, a tud, and 1 interception. And he capped it off with interception for a touchdown. So he was Mr. Big Play tonight for Independence.
Also, Bradford, he had 2 touchdowns as well on
his
150
2
yards
on the ground.
rushing.
Yes, and 2 on the ground. 168-yarder to start the third quarter and a 31-yard run in the third. For Shady, they ended up with 148 total yards, 170 through the air, and they ended up negative 22 yards rushing. But Evan Rummage, led them in rushing with 30 yards on 7 carries. Brady Green was 14 of 31 for 170 yards. And you have to say, based on all the pressure that he had a good game, man. He was staring down the barrel of Independence blitz all night long, and he was able to throw a touchdown, and he had 1 interception. But they were led by Nathan Easley in receiving for 4 catches and 81 yards, and they had a big 67-yard catch in the first quarter where it was a 7-0 game, and I think right after that sequence is when Independence really took over.
All right, so we'll take one final break and come back, say our goodbyes. Final score, Independence beat Shady 63-12. We'll be right back, streaming live here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we're back for the final time tonight. Once again, the final score was Independence 63, Shady 12. Independence 2-1, Shady 2-2. Eric, final comments.
My final comments. Both of these teams moving forward, I think, just clean up the penalties a little bit. And Independence coming out of the bye week, got what they wanted. You got to win. Got a tough road test next week, and we look forward to seeing what they do.
Next Friday night, we'll be at Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. It'll be Lincoln County against the Flying Eagles of Beckley. That's a 7:30 kickoff, and we'll have that for you on Video Production. So for our entire staff here, for Jackie Moon, who was on camera, for Chris Farish, who was on stats, for my partner Eric Thomas, for the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, and last but certainly not least, for my halftime guest, Miss Regina Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Independence beat Shady 63-12. Good night, everybody.